What's up? Grayson Report. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? What is up? As I scroll up, what's up? Tammy, Wendy, Heather, whatever. Nerd Report. Tyrana, Nikki, Lisa Boo, Matthew. As I scroll down, Ozzy Walks. How's everyone doing and how's your Saturday going? And did you do anything interesting today? Matthew goes, better than yesterday. Good to hear, Matthew. While I wait for a few people to trickle in. Dusty, how's it going? Joanne, what's up? Julissa, how's it going? Lisa Boo. Seeing Project Metal Music says A up. Awesome, Lisa Boo. Leonor, how's it going? We'll wait for a few more people to trickle in. I usually have something like movie news. Well, I did hear that they're doing a Rosemary's Baby. They're remaking I think it's a remake. Rosemary's Baby and Evil Dead. I was like, what the heck? Joanne's watching the Leafs lose to Boston. Dusty goes, nice day here in Hawaii. I worked the yard and prepared an area for my barbecue. Oh, cool. It was a nice day here too as well. Ozzy goes, just spent the past 6 hours on the Real Housewives recap channel. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what's up with, and I know that they're remaking a Blair Witch as well, so I don't know why the sudden wanting to revamp classic horror films. I mean, Rosemary's Baby is a classic. I feel like they need to put other they need to be more original. Are they running out of ideas or something? Elaine, how's it going? And I don't know how I feel about another Evil Dead film. Brandon, how's it going? Nerd Report in the house. Though I didn't really become a fan of Evil Dead until later in life, but still, I don't know how I feel about them remaking it. Or revamping, prequel, I don't know what it is. I kind of feel like they need to stop messing with the old films and leave them alone. Because a lot of times, I mean, I didn't mind when who was it? Fede Alvarez, he did The Evil Dead. That one was actually pretty good. Lisa Boo, thank you for that super chat. Sending you all much love and hugs. You rock, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa Boo. Hearts for Lisa Boo, guys. Which I didn't mind. It was done well, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about Rosemary's Baby being redone or another Evil Dead movie. I haven't decided what I feel about it. I just feel like they shouldn't mess with the original and they should just leave them alone. And that movie is a classic. No need to remake a classic. That's the reason why it's a classic. Like, leave it alone. Like, come out with your own original ideas. I mean, I'm excited for what is it? 28 years later, but I don't feel like that movie is like a remake. I feel like that's just like what happened later. So it's kind of like an addition to the other two films, but still, like with remakes, Gunner girl, how's it going? Did anybody watch any cool movies this weekend while I wait a few more minutes for people to trickle in? I think the last stream I told you guys I watched Late Night with the Devil. It's kind of cool. It's like a night talk show with a twist and about ratings and all that kind of stuff. It is horror. It is a horror movie, but it does take place in a night talk show. Kind of like the Johnny Carson show, but on steroids. I don't know how to explain it. Tyrana goes, I'm tired of them making remakes. They need to make new ones. I agree. Like, I don't know why they want to. Did they ran out of ideas or something? Gunner Girl goes, Battleship was really good. Rooster, how's it going? I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, but I did see the Changeling on Shudder, so I'm gonna try to catch that. Leonard goes, if a remake is better, repeat the OG. Ozzy goes, I took my kids to see Fall Guy. It was awesome, hilarious with so much action and space cowboys and alien romance, plus filmed in Sydney. Oh, cool. Super cool, Ozzy. Walks. Trying to think of what else I watched while I wait for people to come in. And guys, don't forget to smash that like button when you get a chance. Matthew goes, I don't mind remakes, and most original ideas are not even original either. All films have what others already did. True. That's true, but I do want to see something original and different. Not like the same old, not the same old, though I do love slashers, and slashers usually have the same type of points in them, but I do like slashers. I like the originality of it. Like, it could still be a slasher, but have a new idea with it. All right, guys, hold on. I'm losing. All right, guys, do you remember that Las Vegas family? It was about a year ago. Will be a year in a couple days from now, but it will be a year, about a year ago, where a 16-year-old, then now 17-year-old, had called the police concerning aliens in their backyard. They had said they seen two 10-foot aliens in the backyard. There's also footage from the body cam of one of the police officers that saw something in the sky, which kind of brought aliens back into existence, I would say, because we hadn't heard anything about aliens previously to that. And then also we had, Gresh coming out with saying that the government had knowledge of UFOs and that they had some wreckage. So, well, he is back. He is now 17, but I'm going to start off to recap you guys. Julissa goes, I can't believe it's almost been a year that Lewis reported. It's almost a year, believe it or not. Well, he is back, but I'm going to start off from the beginning just in case for those of you that don't remember. Cutter Girl goes, Lisa, you would like battleship aliens attack ships in the ocean? Oh, cool. And if you guys have been following me sometime, you know that I do believe in life on other planets, and I'm still searching for answers as to them coming here, but I do find it plausible. I do find it plausible that they would come here, but I would think they'd be afraid of us because we're just crazy. Carol, how's it going? So this article is from 8 News, and this one came out about the time that about a year ago, just to revamp us. So, well, actually, this came out June of last year, but just to catch us up on just in case we had forgotten the story, just to catch up on some details. It goes, Las Vegas family claimed to see aliens after several reported something falling from the sky. A Las Vegas family claims something crashed in their backyard, prompting them to call 911 about non-human beings. The thing is, this time several people saw it. On April 30th, so we're almost a year here, around 11:50 p.m., a Las Vegas Metro police officer body camera video recorded as something streaked low across the sky. Several people across Eastern California, Nevada, and Utah reported seeing the flash, according to the American Meteor Society. Sources tell the 8 News Now investigators that it is likely something crashed into the yard, but exactly what remained unclear more than a month later. Drone video showed a circular imprint in the dirt. About 40 minutes later, a man called 911 saying he and his family saw something fall from the sky and that there were 2 moving things in his Northwest Valley backyard. So this is an image. Let me make sure you guys can see the image. That is the image from the police body camera. So it does show, and this is actual from the Las Vegas Metro Police, and it shows, obviously, it shows like something is in the sky. So that's when the family, or the teen, I should say, decided to call 911. So he starts off and he goes, there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one is inside us, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there. The caller told the dispatcher, okay, where is this on your property? I don't know how I would take that if I was the dispatcher. How would you guys have taken that if someone called in? What's up, Kyle? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Leonard goes, I agree, aliens won't reveal themselves because humans are cuckoo. So just imagine being that dispatcher and you have this, I don't know, a frantic teenager calling you about telling you that they had 8-foot aliens, 2 of them in their backyard. I don't know if I would have called, and I have said this before, I don't know if I would have called 911, to be honest with you. I would probably be recording. I'd be scared out of my pants, sweating. Elaine, what's up? Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Hearts for Elaine. But I think the last thing I would think of would be to call 911. Julissa goes, I would take it as a prank call, but to be professional, I would obviously be like, is this, I'd be asking questions like this dispatcher did. But I think the last thing I would do would be calling 911. I'd be recording. I'd be like, guys, what is up? There's something in my backyard. I do not know what it is. Can you tell me what it is? Like, I guessing what it might be, but I need proof that I'm not the only one seeing this type of thing. But he decided to call 911. So the dispatcher goes on, okay, where is this on your property? So the dispatcher was being, professional. Caller goes, in my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified. Dispatcher goes, so there's 2 people. There's 2 subjects in your backyard? Caller goes, correct. And they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. Like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes and they're human. They're 100% not human. Dispatcher's like, okay. I'm pretty sure the dispatcher wasn't like, okay. They were like, okay. The Metro Police call log, the 8 News Now investigators obtained, showed several other family members confirmed the sightings to the police. The dispatcher sent 2 officers to the home to investigate. The 8 News Now investigators obtained body camera video from both of the officers. I'm so nervous right now. Nikki, thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 9 months. Hi, Lisa. Always love your great, amazing content. Thank you, Nikki Bella. I appreciate it. Hearts for Nikki Bella as well. You're awesome. Osiris, what is up? So One of the officers said, "I'm so nervous right now." One officer said it. Is he preparing to drive to the house? I have butterflies, bro. Saw a shooting star, and now these people say there's aliens in their backyard. Officers arrived at the home about half an hour after the 911 call. Then it continues. I'm not going to BS you guys. One of the partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too. The officer said, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? So the officer that went to, that answered the call, went to the house and actually, because he had seen something on in the sky himself, he would ask them if they had said anything. Dusty goes, I would wonder if this person was impaired by alcohol or drugs. Sure. I would be thinking a million things. I'll be like, okay, this person's crazy. Like Dusty said, this person's on alcohol or drugs. I'll be like, what is going on? But I'd still, obviously when the officers arrived, it didn't say anything like what Dusty said. So obviously, and he had seen something himself. The video shows one officer walking into the backyard to investigate, but Metro Police blacked out that part of the body cam video, citing privacy laws. I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in it. A witness told police, you guys seem like legit scared, so I don't blame you. An officer replied. So the officers were actually like on their side. They weren't even thinking they were crazy at all. Which is big, because I would think if an officer came, I can't even talk. If an officer came to my house, or if it was me, I would be very skeptical. Even if I saw the thing in the sky, I would still be skeptical about it. I'd still have some skepticism with me. Around the same time, another witness told police they saw an SUV circling in the area while one officer is investigating in the backyard. A second officer is talking to neighbors driving by. This might sound like really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky? An officer asked a passenger in a passing car. I would normally discount it at probably not real, but however, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, the only reason I'm investigating it further. So this is a picture of the property. It is a huge property. Um, that is a huge property. Huge backyard. Metro Police investigation turned up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. While initially open for several days, the department has since closed the case. The family said officials returned to the home over several days to investigate. Hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? An officer said as he walked away from the house and back to his cruiser. You know what? I would say the same thing. But then at the same time, I'd be curious. I'd be like, call me. I want to see what you saw. Like, I want to see the proof. Representatives from nearby Creech and Nellis Air Force bases said they were not involved in the incident and suggested contacting Metro Police. A spokesperson for the Pentagon did not immediately respond to questions regarding the event. Of course they're not. Calling it a hoax 911 call is a Category E felon in Nevada. Conviction can carry a 1 to 4 year prison sentence. So if you do, so I'm assuming they put that in for context. So if you do a fake 911 call, it's considered a felon in Nevada, or a felony in Nevada, which can give you a 1 to 4 year prison sentence. Plus, as well as you're wasting resources by doing so. So they probably added that to add some plausibility to the story. Elaine's asking, is it a business? I don't think it is, but it kind of looks like it, though, because of how big the lot is. But I see, like, the house next to it, you could see there's a pool. But maybe it is, or maybe it's just, maybe they run their business out of it. I'm not sure. So here's a TikTok video. And this is where I've because there were videos of them going in their backyard and they have said or claimed, I'm going to say claim, that they saw the figures over by their tractor, which I've always had. Even with the video, I was kind of skeptic because the people were circling it, and I'm like, what do you see? Like, I don't see anything. And to this day, I still don't see anything. So this one's from TikTok. Let me make sure you guys could see it.
Here's the video of them checking the backyard. Look at the alien hiding.
They've got their pew-pews in hand. Unfortunately, I don't know what they're saying. Leonor, thank you for the super sticker. Hearts for Leonor. April, what is up? It's like, point the camera up, people. So, allegedly, where those tractors are, that is where they're seeing.
Now I edited it to see it. Clear, and you can see a figure hiding behind the forklift.
That's a forklift? That looks like a tractor to me.
Here's the video of them checking the backyard. Look at the alien hiding.
Matthew goes, means nothing. They would have bothered wasting paperwork to arrest the kid. He also said, when I saw the video, I saw nothing. This, speaking of this video, same here, Matthew. And then also too, the fact like the camera is pointing at their feet almost. I goes, maybe she didn't want to get their faces on the camera, which I understand. But
Now I edited it to see it.
I have
Clear, and you can
no
see a figure
idea what
hiding
language
behind the
they're speaking.
forklift.
Even when they do that, I still myself personally do not see anything. I mean, the video is so pixelated, it's kind of hard to see. And then also the fact that Osiris goes, he's cloaked and scared, that's why he's distorted looking on cameras. Elaine goes, I do remember that. For a second, I thought she said Kylo from Star Wars. I mean, I do hear like it's like she says Cayete and the guy says camion, like truck, but I don't think they're speaking Spanish. Tyrana goes, I don't see anything either. I don't. And even with the videos that were popping up that were showing, like there was literally people out there that took that video and, slow-moed it, enlarged it, color change, whatever you could think of did it, and they were like, look at these figures, and I'm like, still, I don't see anything. Julissa goes, that doesn't sound like it. Doesn't. I'm not sure. It still perplexes me to this day because I have no idea what language they are speaking because I have never heard it, to be honest with you. I wish I knew what they were saying in that video. It would have been cool. But I mean, at first, if you're not paying attention, it kind of does sound like Spanish. But then when you start thinking, it's like you don't recognize any of the words. So then, and then it doesn't sound Arabic either because I used to work with someone that was Arabic, because we did have a few customers at the store that were Arabic that would shop, and I would hear him speak. So it does not sound Arabic as well to me. Nerderport goes, they are gypsies. I was about to say that. The only thing I can think of, they're gypsies because we have a gypsy community here. Unfortunately, the gypsy community here, not saying that they do it, but the ones here, they like to panhandle. So we have a big community of gypsies in my city. Osiris, oh my god, they cannot. I'm gonna put it here because I don't want to say it. Like the dude in Spaceballs said, we ain't. I love that scene, but if they did that today, there'd be so many people complaining. If you know, you know. Then the teen also went on TikTok. He started a TikTok and he also left a message. At that time, he was only 16. Dusty goes, I remember the first video from Nerd Report. Remember seeing something then? So he then went on TikTok as well to give a message saying he basically didn't care if anyone believed him or not. He saw what he saw.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Angel. I had a crazy experience in my backyard. I think everybody knows about it. And we got to start uploading more. And I'm sorry I couldn't keep you guys, up posted and stuff like that. But follow and subscribe because we got to be posting a lot of stuff, vlogs and stuff like that. And, I hope you guys enjoy it. And thanks to everybody again that supported me and my family and praying for us. Thank you very much.
He kind of came on just to say thank you for supporting us. Thank you for praying for us. Kind of more like a thank you. I don't think he's posted much after that. Actually, it doesn't look like he has any videos on his, or it's not showing me anything now, but Matthew goes talking about Spaceballs. Yes. And it was with a certain comb too. That's why I said, if you know, you know, like they cannot do that today. That's why I kind of like some of those older movies. Things were a little relaxed back then. So then, a year later, almost a year later, they interviewed him. News Nation did. Dusty goes, gypsies in France were pickpockets that we were warned about. Haven't heard about the ones in your area. There's they basically, the ones in my area, I hate to say it, but they try to they're like, they're not pickpocketers, but they try to con people here. So it's very like they literally were out there. They're out there with their kids, saying we've got no food, no money, no place to go, and people would buy them stuff, and they would come back and return the stuff. So, or I've heard people say not talking about these people because like these people look. I don't even know what they are, but the ones in my area, because I don't want to talk about someone I don't really know about, but the ones in my area, the gypsies in my area, they also would try to sell you fake jewelry or to hold up the signs type thing saying they're, they need food and they're hungry. And then later someone actually saw them like grab like their Gucci purse and go into their Mercedes Benz. So sometimes you got to be careful with who, with people sometimes. Julissa goes, it's the same here in the Bay Area. Chris Barber, how's it going? So then a year later, this is off of News Nation, the now 17-year-old teenager, Angel, they re-interview him. Wrong page. That's what happens when you have too many tabs open. So the Las Vegas non-human UFO encounter traumatizing teen says. So Las Vegas family said non-human being was in backyard. 1 year later, they're standing by their story. Investigators have no concrete answers in the case. The Las Vegas teenager who claimed something crashed in his backyard last year prompted a 911 call about non-human beings is speaking out for the first time, which I believe is in this video. I will play this video after I read the article. Angel Kenmore, 17, said in an exclusive interview with News Nation national correspondent Alex Caprarello that he saw a giant creature who he believes may have been a demon, but only God knows. And I know there's a lot of people that believe that aliens are interdimensional creatures. Some believe they're demons. I don't think they are. They could. I mean, I believe that maybe they're more interdimensional beings than demons, but because for me it feels it's more plausible that they would be an interdimensional being or its own race. It may not even be an interdimensional demon, but I do not think that they're a demon. I really don't. But I know there's some people that do. Kenmore said he felt paralyzed after looking at the entity for about 30 seconds. He remembers closing his eyes and praying for it to go away. It was moving and breathing. It was pissed off, like it wanted to do something looking at me. I remember he was growling, Kenmore said. Despite receiving numerous threats, Kenmore and the rest of his family have stood by their original reports from April 30th, 2023. They could think whatever they want, Kenmore told News Nation. If I was doing it for fame, I would be on YouTube. I made no money off this. I don't need money. It was a really bad and traumatizing experience. I don't know if he was on YouTube, but then obviously he was on TikTok, but it's not showing me any video, so I have a feeling that he swiped all the videos. My watch is doing something weird. I think he probably deleted all the videos just to keep, maybe he didn't want the attention on him. But he did have a TikTok. Police body cam footage from the Metro Las Vegas police footage shows a flash across the sky the night of the family sighting, adding intrigue to the mystery. The American Meteor Society said that they are sure it was a meteor that caused that streak in the night sky, with 21 reported sightings of it stretching across California, Nevada, and Utah. We're certain it was a meteor because of the duration of the event, said Robert Lunsford, of the American Meteor Society. Most everybody reported it lasted between 2 and 5 seconds, and that much too fast to be a re-entering satellite or a rocket. Claims of a UFO, aliens, and military activity have all been viewed in a different light since Pentagon whistleblower Dave Gresh, in an interview with News Nation, alleged a covert crash retrieval program of non-human spacecraft.
So what's interesting also, Alex, in the year, almost a year that has passed, is that something else has begun to happen, they say, now inside the home. And they're
Which I'm going to get to that. They're getting ahead of what I want to talk about. That is the next thing I was going to get to. He is now claiming, Angel is claiming that there are things going on in his house now, like he's having paranormal activity, which he thought that the aliens were demons, so now he's thinking there is a demon in his house. So they jumped the gun on me with that interview, with that one, because I thought they were actually interviewing him on this one. Let me see if this one goes with the
compelling, with the advent of a year passing almost, that they've had a chance to digest what it is they've been through. They have kept quiet. They are not looking for attention.
Delay Alex, what's
now
up?
You're getting information, especially from this 15-year-old or the 17-year-old.
Matthew goes, you don't have to do this for money
alarming.
just to get people to see your faces enough for people sometimes.
Yeah, and I've found out from speaking to Angel Kenmore that life just really has not been all that easy for the past year since
What's
they
up,
saw
Jennifer
that
Marie?
10-foot tall creature in their backyard right here behind me. For him, he says that he's plain and simple traumatized by it all. He says he can't sleep at night. He's become slightly paranoid. He cries at night, trying to make sense, heads or tails, of what exactly he saw that night, playing it back over and over in his head. You can imagine the torment that's going through in his head. But to this day, none of the family has a very good explanation about what exactly they saw that night. But to their credit, they've stayed pretty consistent about the facts and the details. I really grilled him about that, trying to get him to remember as much as he.
All right, let's hold up on that. He's trying, basically, that reporter, and this is my take on it. I feel like that reporter, when he said he was grilling him, I feel like he was trying to see if he would change his story, to see like the validity of his story. And they're saying like the whole family is sticking to the story. Of course they are. They're not going to change their story, because now the millions of people are going to. I want to believe. I do want to believe that they believed that they saw something. I do want to believe that
He possibly could about that night. Here's a portion of our conversation.
What do you remember about that night? What do you remember seeing?
Oh, start again, I guess.
He's like, I don't want to remember that night. Hell no.
We were in the backyard fixing the truck, and then out of nowhere we just see a big light fall down and basically crash in the backyard. And moments after, like a couple of seconds after, I saw the big giant creature in front of me. The alien, whatever you guys want to call it, the alien demon, whatever you guys want to call it.
What do you believe it is?
A demon.
A demon.
Yeah.
So maybe that's changed. That once you thought it was an alien, now you believe it was a demon.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. Only God knows what it was. But I'm thinking it's like something bad. Not a good thing.
Was it moving? Was it doing?
Yes, it was moving. You could see like he was breathing, like he was like pissed off, like he wanted to do something.
And he was looking at you and
Yeah.
your brother?
He was looking at me. Yeah.
Did he say anything?
Mm-mm. I remember he was growling like a dog, like he was growling.
When did it end?
As soon as I closed my eyes, I guess. I don't know. I think I was praying or something like that, and they just let me go. That's when I went inside, and I saw my dad. I mean, I saw it too.
It felt like it had a control of your body?
Oh yeah, I couldn't move. Yeah.
You were paralyzed at the sight of this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't move.
And you were looking at it for 30 or so seconds. and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah. That was pretty creepy.
A lot of people think that that's just hard to believe.
They, like I said again, they can think whatever they want.
What do you say to the people who believe that your family just made this whole thing up to try to get attention?
They can believe whatever they want. I'm not doing it for. If I did it for fame, I would be on YouTube and stuff like that, doing more videos. But I don't care, guys. I just went on TikTok and YouTube, made my story. That's pretty much it. I made no money off this. I want people to know that I made no money off this. I don't need money. That's pretty much it. They can believe whatever they want.
I bet you hope it doesn't happen to anybody.
Oh no, hopefully not.
That honestly, that statement does not mean anything. Elaine goes, this just confused the situation. Leonor goes, story is the same. Jennifer Murray goes, I'd honestly be disappointed if they changed their story about seeing an alien. He's basically saying he believes that it was a demon, and then he starts going, well, I don't know, whatever it is, only God knows. Chris goes, or BS.
God, no. I hope God no. Really bad experience. Really traumatizing.
So he doesn't want to go through it again. So apparently, he was there for a bit and he was paralyzed. And he was saying he closed his eyes, he was praying, it finally let him go, and that's when he was able to get his dad and everything. Matthew goes, technically that is changing it, saying it's alien, then it's now a demon. I'm not sure it's at the beginning, but I did know that people were thinking it was a demon. Dusty goes, I believe he saw something. I want to believe he saw something, but whatever it was, it might not necessarily have been aliens. I don't think it's a demon, personally, as I was saying before. I feel like, yeah, he was scared, but then at the same time, it could be... I want to believe him. Don't get me wrong, I want to believe him. He seems like he's sincere, but you can never judge a book by its cover. So it's hard for me because it's 50-50 because too many people, they do post on TikTok and they want that TikTok fame. So they put their, oh, I saw a ghost, and it's hard for me, especially on TikTok or any video, because of technology, that you can add anything in the video and you can make it look real. So it's kind of always hard for me to believe unless I'm actually there. And I have never seen any unidentified flying object in the sky. I've never had that experience, but I do believe it's plausible, but I do not think it's a demon. Kyle goes, demons or just aliens? Because I feel like demons are, I don't know, what I've heard of, like, with alien abductions and all that, of like programs that I've watched of people who've claimed to have been abducted, it doesn't seem like it is a scary experience. So I could get why somebody would think it's a demonic entity. But what I see out of it, it's a creature trying to study us. And we would do the exact same thing to them if we caught one, which many believe that we did way back in the, I want to say the 40s. But what I've heard, that's not demonic to me. That's not evil. It's just a population of people that don't look like us, that are trying to figure out who we are. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to examine us. And that's exactly what we do when we find things we don't know about. If we find a new fish, we examine it. If we find a new plant, we examine it to find out what it is and what its purpose is, and if it's harmful to us. So that's what it sounds like to me. It does not sound like an evil entity or a demon trying to take over me. Not just go light of the situation, but it doesn't seem like to me. Like, I feel like what I've heard of demons, I feel like demons are evil, like pure evil. And I don't feel like aliens, if they do come down here, they're not evil. They may seem like they are, but they're not. Dusty goes, like he said, we could believe whatever we want, but he saw something that definitely scared him. Don't know myself what he saw, but he did see something. Dusty, I kind of agree that he saw something. Because even seeing like his body language, he's scared about it. Kyle goes, Earth is a free roam nature preserve that aliens can pay to come and observe us. So now, not only did as what that video was saying, because it jumped ship, he's claiming that he's having demonic incidences at his house. And this is also from News Nation. So it goes, more demonic incidents at the Las Vegas UFO house teen. They're calling it demonic because that's basically what he said in the video. He thinks it was a demon. So they have their little bullet points. The Las Vegas team who claimed he saw non-human beings in his backyard nearly a year ago now claims there have been more strange occurrences in his house. Angel Kenmore, 17, says he saw a cross float in the air and the pages of a Bible flip over in the room with no breeze. Now, Kenmore says he really wants to move. Nearly a year ago, the Kenmore family called police to report a strange 10-foot tall creature in their backyard. And depending on what story you read, sometimes it says 10 foot, sometimes it says 8 foot. Now, they claim to be experiencing even stranger events. Floating upside down crucifix. Kenmore said he and his brother saw a cross from which the figure of Jesus had been ripped off. There was an upside down cross and it was floating upside down, Kenmore said. I was just standing there. It was crazy. We got closer to it and it dropped. News Nation correspondent Alex Caprarello pressed Kenmore on the incident. And yes, you could say definitely, without lies, that is what you saw. Yes, swear to God, that's what I saw, he answered. Unexplained Bible activity. The other incidents involved a Bible that sat on a table, its pages steadily turning with no help and no breeze. Flipping the pages, but it wasn't from the air. It was steady, like somebody was holding it, Kenmore said. Kenmore called it another sign of a demonic presence in the house. We had a couple of priests come over to the house. They're saying that it might be fallen angels, he explained. Kenmore believes there is a connection between the creatures he reported in his family backyard last year and the phenomenon inside the house. Although he isn't too sure now that the creatures were extraterrestrial, but rather demonic presence. And that's the reason why I think he changed it from at first being extraterrestrial to demonic, because of these things he claims are happening in his house. How does that make you feel about living here still, said Caprarello. Not too good, Kenmore said. I was pretty scared, traumatized, not a good experience. The whole family intends to move away from the house as soon as possible. So then it goes on and it kind of it reiterates what I had stated earlier about what happened on April 30th, 2023. They saw the creature in their backyard. He believes it may have been a demon. He felt paralyzed after looking at the entity for 30 seconds. He remembers closing his eyes and praying for it to go away. It was moving and breathing. It was pissed off, like it wanted to do something, looking at me. I remember he was growling. The Kenmore family contacted the police, sharing their unexplainable encounter. Despite receiving numerous threats, Kenmore and the rest of the family have stood by their original report. As with the previous article had said, a neighbor told News Nation that he remembers the night that the creatures allegedly visited the Kenmore's backyard. He said his TV and surveillance cameras stopped working at the same time. Body camera footage from the Las Vegas police shows a flash, which I had shown in the previous article, across the sky the night of the family sighting, adding intrigue to the mystery. News Nation local affiliates Clash reported. However, the police department would not make the officers who responded to the call that night available for an interview. Of course they don't. Because I feel like it's such because of aliens, like definitely they're not going to let their officers interview. The American Meteor Society says it's sure it was a meteor that caused the streak in the night sky, with 21 reported sightings of it stretching across California, Nevada, and Utah. Claims of a UFO, aliens, and military activity have all been viewed in different lights since Pentagon whistleblower David Grush alleged a covert crash retrieval program of non-human spacecraft. So I'm not sure if.
And it's that last night it was reported there was more strange activity in and around the home. What is going on here?
Right. The story goes that just about a year ago, the Kenmore family saw these mysterious, unidentifiable creatures in their.
Wait up. Osiris, I'm sorry. Osiris goes, the aliens just wanted to see the Deftones live. They wanted to hear Chino Moreno's voice. Dusty goes, the entity could have been having trouble breathing in our atmosphere, and that might have sounded like growling. Oh, that's true. That's how I didn't think of that, but yeah. Leonore goes, the book I'm reading right now, you're raised in a certain way, now choose who you are. Carol goes, it's natural to want to examine new things, but some are just too afraid to examine things. True. Matthew goes, a green meteor is made up of magnesium. I was about to say made of magazines. I'm sorry, but does this reporter look like he's trying not to smirk? Hold on here. For some odd reason, it's not showing it on your side. I don't know why. Give me a second, guys. I apologize.
Their backyard right here behind me, right? They said that they were 10-foot tall creatures, that they were standing there looking at them. They could see them breathing. Angel says that he was actually growling at him, freaking them out so much that they actually called 911. Well, it turns out that these unidentified, unexplainable phenomenon didn't just stop at that night. Angel went into great detail with me during our one-on-one conversation about other paranormal activity that's been happening, but this time inside of their house. It goes beyond just seeing shadows and hearing whispers. These are really freaky things that he told me during our exclusive conversation. Take a listen. You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Ah! I accidentally clicked off of it. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. You're like, what happened? Lisa! Sorry, guys. That was my fault. I got a little click happy with my mouse. Give me a second, guys. It decided to play a Ginger Minge. I used to see spaceships and little green men all the time, but by some strange dinky dink, I stopped seeing them when I stopped taking. Okay. Matthew goes, see that yard, there was nothing that crashed in it. That they're claiming that there was a circle. I remember in past when it first happened, I remembered in past reports that they're claiming that there was a circle in the backyard, but I don't see any circle. Nerd Report's going Las Vegas demons. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm waiting for the and then hold on, let me move it to where it was. I apologize.
You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did you do? I mean, did you go pick it up? Did you knock it down? Like how?
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting there. I was crazy. I was like, what?
But how did it come down? It's not still floating right now, is it?
No, it came down. So we got closer to it and then dropped.
It fell to the ground.
a crucifix
Yeah,
floating in the air, upside down. The Jesus on the crucifix had been ripped off,
yeah,
and it was floating.
Yep.
And you can say definitively, without lies, that that is what you saw.
yes, yes. Swear to God, that's what I saw.
Okay, and what about the Bible? What did you tell me about the
Oh yeah, the Bible. So I was chilling normal. There was just a Bible just going like this, flipping the pages, but it was like steady. Like it wasn't because of the air. It was steady. Like somebody was holding it. As soon as I got close to it, it dropped again. It just dropped
This is
again.
inside your house, not outdoors, no
No, this is
wind,
inside. Yeah,
no wind factor, but the page is steadily turning on a Bible.
yeah,
And you have the same justification for that as well, demonic
Yeah.
presence?
yeah. I can see demonic presence there.
The pages of the Bible were
Yeah.
moving on their own and an actual crucifix hanging upside down?
Yeah. So we had a couple priests come over to the house, pray over the house, and everything seems to be normal again.
Are you connecting all these things together, everything you saw in your backyard, to the things you've experienced over these past few months?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I think so. I still have it.
Nerd Report saying Angel is full of crap. Matthew goes, funny, it sounds like a movie that I can't remember. Oh, Cyrus goes, man, this dude was on something. Elaine goes, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Leonor goes, more likely demons. Tyran is asking, what do you think? I think it's a little far-fetched. I'll wait, hold on, give me a second. I'll continue that video. The fact that now all of a sudden he's claiming, now that he's got the news there, and all of a sudden he's claiming that there's paranormal activity, kind of made it's like a little yeah, it's a little a BS to me. And now he's like, oh well, no, I feel like it was a demon that was in my backyard. And it just seems like, why all of a sudden, now that you got News Nation here, which is a pretty big, news affiliation, company. I don't know how big they are, but they're known. And so he decides to, they're interviewing him. Yeah, hey, how you doing a year later? Well, on top of what happened to us a year later, we also have paranormal activity in our house, and now I believe that maybe those creatures I saw in the backyard are demons. Like, yeah, Lisa Boo says, it's a little far-fetched. I totally agree. Julissa goes, he should have stuck to the alien story. That's all he should have said, because now you're adding paranormal activity. I've never heard anyone, I don't know if you have, but I have never heard anyone being abducted by aliens that have things moving in their house. I have never heard, especially like an upside down crucifix, like to that effect. I mean, they'll describe weird things and then they'll get abducted, whatever it might be, but I have never heard the Bible pages opening on their own, or a crucifix and Jesus was pulled off. I have never heard that. Or it was, it was upside down, and then when we walked up to it, it fell to the ground. Like, Tyrena goes, very sus. Yes. Nerd Report goes, do a poll. Give me a second, guys. That's a good idea. I'm going to do a poll. So do you believe? I'm going to change this a bit. I'm not going to go with the aliens, because now I believe that he did. I want to believe that he did see something, and I do believe that there are life on other planets, but this is a little sus. So give me a second. I believe his name is Angel. Give me a second, guys. But I feel like it's like, now you're adding that. It's kind of hard for me. All right, guys, I have a poll up there. Do you believe that they're experiencing paranormal activity? Vote above. I, for one, don't. Jennifer Marie, Fuzz, what's up? Jennifer Marie goes, even if you think the dude is crazy, why come at him with such judgment energy, though, in the interview? I agree with you, Jennifer Marie, because usually as a reporter, you should be, I agree with you on that one. He kind of had this smirk on his face, like, you could tell, like, he didn't believe him. I agree, because when you're interviewing someone, you can't be biased. You kind of have to be open to what they're saying. And then maybe after, like, you can have your own opinions, but while you're on I feel like while you're doing the interview, don't show your emotions. Like, kind of be there for the person, because that's initially what his job is, to get the interview, not to show like his emotions or be judgmental. Like, I totally agree, Jennifer Marie. And he was literally grilling him too, which I understand why he was doing that. I totally understand, because he was trying to get the questions in, like, because he already knows what people are going to be saying. So I don't blame him for asking those questions, but you could see that smirk on his face. It's like, bro, calm down. Jennifer Marie also said, yes, the interviewer should have been professional and mocked him behind his back afterwards like a normal, decent person. Yes. Yes. Yeah, be like, once he's off the air, bro, I didn't, bro. But while he's on screen, like, come on. I swear, interviewers are, or news anchors, I should say, are better at it than he is. I mean, it was not his day. He just was not showing, he was showing his true colors in that interview. So it looks like so far 83% of you don't believe that it's paranormal activity, and 17% believe that it's paranormal activity. And for those that believe that it's paranormal activity, why do you believe that it's paranormal activity? Thank you, Ozzy. Carol goes, you could tell the kid knew the reporter didn't believe by being so nervous. And also, too, if he really believed that he saw something scary, to relive that, it's going to make you nervous and anxious. So, but also, too, he was brutal. The reporter was brutal. Like, major brutal. But I get, like I said, I get why he did that, because he wants to get the questions out so that you can make a decision for yourself as to with the information that he had in that interview. But I feel like just the look on his face, the anchor is asking him questions and you could see him smirking. Fuzz goes, his entire story is hysterical. Nerd Report believes the reporter believed him. Jennifer Marie goes, he wanted 15 minutes of fame after the alien video hype died down. So we're going to watch the rest of the video. Give me a second, guys. For some odd reason, it does not want to show it to us. I don't know why. There it goes. Let me back it up a bit, because
I still have an explanation of what it is. You know, still pretty weird, and I have no clue what it is.
What did the priest say when they actually came to your house?
They're saying that it might be fallen angels, like demons or fallen angels, something like that.
Fallen angels inside your home.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy.
How does it make you feel about living here still?
Right now, I feel good, you know.
But real quick, aren't fallen angels considered demons? If I'm not mistaken.
There's a lot of time priests came over, and but yeah, but you know, whatever happened on last year May, that was pretty scary, man. I was pretty traumatized and stuff like that.
What does that look like to you? You said you're traumatized. I don't want to make you relive it.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Pretty bad, man. You can't sleep, you know. Not to sound like a crybaby, but you know, you cry most of the time when you think about it. You get flashbacks. You know, not a good experience.
With all of the paranormal activity happening inside your house, are you thinking about moving away?
Oh yeah, soon I'm gonna move away from this house. Yeah.
Everybody or just you?
Everybody, I think.
You guys are done with this place.
Yeah.
Ginger.
What do you say to the people who believe that your family just made this whole thing up to try to get attention?
They can believe whatever they want. You know, I'm not doing it for. If I did it for fame, I would be on YouTube and stuff like that, doing more videos. But I don't care, guys. I just went on TikTok and YouTube, made my story.
And while we certainly have Angel's story to go off of, other people here in this neighborhood have also filled in some of the gaps and some of the things that they found freaky about that night that those two unidentified beings were seen by the Kenmore family in their backyard. For example, a guy who lives just right down the street just saw us out here on the side of the road and began talking to us, and he remembered that night as well. He said that for some bizarre reason, his TV all of a sudden stopped working at that time, that his surveillance cameras no longer were working, his lights were shutting off. So put all of this together, the Kenmore sighting, what the neighbors are reporting, not to mention what those Las Vegas police officers saw on those body-worn cameras, that flash of light streak across the sky 39 minutes before that 911 call. It really is an unexplainable phenomenon happening here in Las Vegas.
That grimy film on your teeth.
Dr. G?
Let me click off of it because the pause button's like super small. Jennifer Rigo's not smart to publicity announce your house has demonic activity before you list it for sale, bro. True. That is true. That's true because he did say, I you know what? I wasn't even thinking that. It is so true, Jennifer Marie. And the article did say that they want to move, but that is a nice property. Like, look at like how much space that property has. But that is true. Nerd Report is now saying they are all BSing. Say no to drugs. But I don't know. Like, even if he did see something, now that the fact that now he's having demonic activity. And he's saying the priests are saying they're fallen angels, but if I'm, like I said earlier, if I'm not mistaken, a fallen angel is considered a demon, isn't it? So it's like he's kind of I am not sure, so don't quote me on that one. But I could have remembered somewhere that Jennifer Marie goes, if the house was in SoCal, I'd hit them with a lowball offer. Leonor goes, yes, demons are former angels. Selfishness makes you a demon, although I perhaps redemption. Julissa goes, yes, thank you. So he's kind of like basically, yeah, so he's just using another word for demons, which I don't know. Do priests normally call demons fallen angels? I am not sure because I usually hear priests say demons. So that's kind of where I'm like. Jennifer Marie continues, the house doesn't have demons, it has fallen angels. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why he's saying it, so people don't think it's demonic. But the fact, like Jennifer Marie says, he's on the news saying what's happening in the house, and they want to sell the house. Matthew goes, unless you believe the supernatural TV way where demons were humans became so tortured they lost their humanity. Although it's been a long while since I watched the show. Elaine goes, yes, they are, but the alien demon transformation is a little much or a lot. I agree. Nerd Report goes, depends on the priest. The ones, I mean, I guess that's fair game because the ones I've always seen have always said demons. Ginger goes, way back in 84, my family saw a rectangular light silently hovering in the sky for 15 minutes. Hundreds of people called the talkback radio station and said they saw the same thing. It was unexplainable. I wish, Ginger, I could have an experience like that. I have yet to see anything in the sky. I mean, even if I saw those 10-foot alien demon or aliens in my backyard, I would not change my story and say there's demons. But but now I have a hard time believing them because now they're adding demonic activity to it. Which a lot of you now, we're at 84% say no, and then 16% say yes. Leodor goes, demons are supposed to be fallen angels. I know, but he's saying fallen angels. So, but a lot of people know that. But like I said, for the people, don't be afraid. I mean, if you believe, I'm not going, you have a right to the opinion, but I'm just curious, like, for the 16% that believe that they are having paranormal activity, what makes you believe that they are having paranormal activity? It's your opinion. I have nothing against your opinion. I'm open to all opinions. Dusty goes, perhaps his religious beliefs are conflicting with him. Ooh, I did not think of that. Nerd Report goes, do you think Angel is watching? He might. I don't know. Maybe he is. He just wants to see who's talking about him. And I obviously know, or if I know some of you had already said like why you don't believe him, but for those that haven't, like, why do you not believe him? You have a right to opinion. I will not. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. Leonore goes, there is a balance. Because obviously for me, it's a little far-fetched. I am opened. I'm very open to the spirit world. I always have. I've never had those experiences like maybe like what he's explaining, like books, moving. I know some of you have. I've had other experiences, but I've always been open to it. UFOs, like I said earlier, it's a little, I want to believe. I really do want to believe. I am fascinated by it. I've always been fascinated by it since I was a huge X-Files fan. So I've always been fascinated with it. And hope to one day witness what people have witnessed. Maybe not the abduction part. I don't want to get probed, but I'm hoping one day to see it because it'd be so cool. Ginger saying if your house is possessed by spirits and you hire a priest to exorcise the spirits, but you don't pay the priest, he will allow them to repossess your house. I have never heard that. That's kind of interesting. Fuzz goes, I just think his story changed too much. Otherwise, I'd take him more seriously. Leonor goes, I think of finding peace where it's needed. I have not, Ginger, I've never heard of that, so I don't know. I feel like a priest is to help. I mean, I just feel like their position is to help people. So I feel like, I don't know if you pay a priest to do that. I don't think you do. But Julissa goes, not many people want to get, no, I do not want to get, no. I'd probably be telling, if they took me up there, I'd be telling jokes to them. I'd be like, no. Tyrana goes, far-fetched for me. Yeah, it's and I know Dusty earlier had said that she believes that he had seen something. But with the paranormal activity, I just feel like he's getting he wants the attention. He really wants the attention because now the hype, even though he says he doesn't want the attention, he wants the attention. Carol goes, Angel is falling on his belief to explain what is going on now in his house. It's natural for someone to do that to make it right in his mind. Nerd Report goes, the paranormal is real 100%, but those two emo crack boys have never encountered one. Ginger, I got what you were trying to say, but I do, yeah, you're right, repossessing. But I got what you're saying, Ginger, don't worry. And if you guys know, you know, and I don't watch them, so I do make references to them, but I don't watch them. Rich Buddy believes the Vegas kid. Rich, what makes you believe the kid? And is it the whole story that you believe, not just the aliens? Jennifer Marie goes, I really think Angel is just chasing his 15 minutes after no one cared about any more about his backyard alien encounter. Two, he's young. He's like 17. Who wouldn't want attention at that age? Who wouldn't want to be on the news? The whole school, I mean, he should still be in high school. I'm not sure, but if he's still in high school, who else would want that? Like, they'll be like, people will be coming up to me, oh man, we saw your story in high school. So I mean, who wouldn't want that popularity at that age? I mean, I who wouldn't want the attention like that? Dusty goes, he is still a teenager and possibly listening to the influences of others more than his recollection of events. I didn't think of that, but very true. Very big possibility. Melissa, what is up? But I also agree with Jennifer Marie. He's young. He's a teenager. Rich Buddy goes, the reason I believe is this. I've always said dressed aliens are aliens, undressed ones are demons. That's the key difference. And he said demons, boom. He's on my page now. Nothing wrong with that, Rich Buddy. Nothing wrong with that. I personally don't believe that they are demons, but there's nothing wrong in you believing that they are demons. I just feel like I feel like demons of what demons are portrayed as, I should say, because I've never encountered one. And this is only based on what I've seen on TV. So I'm going to say portrayed of what I've seen portrayed in, I feel like they are evil. They're powerful. They can consume you and they can take over you if you let them. And I felt like what an alien, not necessarily, and this is my opinion, nothing wrong, Rich, with your opinion. I have nothing wrong with that. And I feel like aliens are not here of what I've seen portrayed, again, because I've never been abducted. I've never seen an alien. Of what I've seen portrayed of what people have claimed what claimed as to what happened to them in an alien abduction. I don't get the vibe that they're that evil. I don't. Rich is saying space intelligent aliens will not be naked. That is for sure a fact. So what is a naked one if not aliens? I don't think they wear clothes. That's where my thing is, Rich. I think but you do have a good point though, Rich. You do. Carol goes, peer pressure is a big factor to the impressionable ones. Rich, I do think they'd be naked. It doesn't necessarily mean, I don't think, Rich, I'll be honest with you, I don't think they have the anatomy like we do. So they wouldn't need clothes. And I'm thinking of them like as a different, even if they're a species, I feel like they don't need clothes. I really don't. I don't see them. I guess I don't see them that way. Matthew goes, they would if they had a thing against new, but I don't think, and I get what you're saying, Rich. Like if they're so advanced, they would have some type of armor. I see what you're saying. They would have some type of armor, some type of something to protect them. I agree with you, Rich, but I don't see them as naked. Jennifer Murray goes, I think Rich has a point, though. You can't assume we are the only species out there to develop a fashion sense. No, I see what he's saying. I totally understand. I get it. If they're so advanced, why would they not? They probably have better clothing than we do. You never know. They could be wearing clothing. We just can't see it. So I don't see it that way, but you do make a point, Rich. Ginger's asking, have you heard the story of a plane being attacked by a UFO flying over Bass Strait in Australia? There is an actual recording from the cockpit of the metal scraping just before the plane disappeared. No, I have not. Fuzz goes, I think they would only wear clothes to try to blend with us. Something, that's a good point too. But I never pictured them. And then I always thought in my head too, they may not be what we think. They may not be what people are describing of like, the green, Gary here, the big head with the eyes and they may not even look like that. So we may not even know what they look like too, but what I've seen or what I perceive them to be, I don't think of the clothing part. But I understand you do, Rich. You do make a good point, though. Shamanistic Unicorn, what's up? Dusty goes, I'm thinking about the SNL alien abduction skits. No, they don't need clothes. They are smooth. Melissa Smith goes, I would think the lady aliens would wear jewelry and do their nails, even if clothes aren't necessary. Melissa makes a point that I would think too, you could tell the difference between male and female. Matthew goes, they may not look like that and can very well be their suits. True. Very true. Carol goes, it could be a suit so our atmosphere doesn't harm them. True. I did not think of that. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam, they could look like anything. They're aliens. True to that. Very true as well. Making sure I didn't forget anything. Nope. Julissa goes, what if they look just like us? Like in the movie, what is it? They Live? Where they looked like us, and when Roddy Piper put on the glasses, he saw the differences. Or Superman's considered an alien. You don't think of him as an alien, but he's from another planet, so he's considered an alien. They could just look like us. True. Lisa Boo goes, they might be able to transform. Delay Alex goes, I want to repeal my accidental vote to a no. Tyranna thinks they may be able to blend in with us. Lisa Boo goes, chameleons. Rich Buddy goes, I forgot about the last scene. Dusty Lane goes, guys, imagine they came here and impregnated our women so they could look like us. Elaine goes, in that case, I'll take Superman aliens all day. Rich Buddy goes, They Live is a sick movie. I took my son to see that in the movie theater a few months ago. Oh, that is super cool, being able to see that in the movie theater. I haven't seen it in a while. I have to watch it again. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And I used to watch it. I used to watch it all the time. It was one of my favorites. But Dusty, if that happens, I think we will all be afraid. Or V, guys, V, where the one guy tricked the teenage girl and got her pregnant, and she had a hybrid. And if you guys remember V, that was way back. I just aged myself, but that's all right. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam, have you ever seen the cartoon? I've heard of it, but I've never actually, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't actually seen American Dad. Like, I haven't sit down and watched it. Because in V, what Dusty had said, it actually happened in V. Except they looked like us, except they were lizards. So that's another example. I may have to check that out because Jennifer Marie's going to Roger the alien from American Dad is the greatest character. Ginger goes, there was a UFO crash near a Melbourne school, and the entire school was told not to talk about what they saw. Only recently, the teachers and students have spoken up about it. Dusty goes, they could be shape changers, so they should look like. You know what? I find that plausible, Dusty. I really do. Oh, no, probing. No. Oh my God, my camera moved. There. I don't know why it wants to move now. It wants to go this direction. So we're at 73% don't believe that Angel experienced paranormal activity, and 27% believe that he did. Jennifer Marie goes, Lisa's studio ghost, it's been a while. Kyle goes, if DS9, Deep Space Nine has shown, oh my God, I used to watch that. It's been a while. Has shown us anything chainlings can be anywhere. I was more of a Next Generation fan, and I kind of a little bit watched I always liked Next Generation better. Carol goes, for some reason, They Walked Among Us just popped in my head. The Shamanistic Unicorn Tam goes, why are they still pushing the issue then? I think it was more of they wanted to check up on him a year later and then to see how he's doing, like a year. It's almost a year. April 30th, 2023 is when the event happened. So I think what they were doing was like a recap, like, how are you doing? Are you still terrified from the situation? Just asking him questions like, what do you believe it was? Because now a year later, now maybe his, mind's cleared. Maybe trying to probe. That reporter probed him, like, in not in the literal sense, but he grilled him, asking, like, what happens if people don't believe you, like, kind of thing. And then he adds on, well, I'm having stuff happen in my house. So no, that's okay, Shamanistic Unicorn Town. So now he's thinking, he's added in that the Bible was opening and the pages were moving. The cross was floating in the air upside down. I guess he said the Jesus came off of it or something like that. So now he's adding that story a year later, that he's having paranormal activity in his house and that he's had priests that come. Just as a recap, it's good for me to recap anyways. He's having a priest. He had a priest come to his house saying that it was fallen angels, which is demons, and he's now claiming that what he saw in his backyard was demons because he felt like it was a demon, and that they want to move out of the house. Ginger goes, Keanu Reeves did a movie about watchers from space coming to Earth to look out for planets, which meant killing the humans to save the planet from the humans. I don't recall that movie. Kyle goes, the jam side of the toast lands jam side down. Fuzz goes, so the demons are outside but also inside like poltergeist. Yes, exactly, Fuzz. That's what he's saying. He's saying that he's basically saying that what he saw out in his backyard a year ago is causing the stuff that's happening in his house. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam says, I'd like to see some alien fashion. That would be kind of cool, but I don't think we may never know. Or it could be like To Serve Man from the Twilight Zone and they want food. So I always reference that one because that's one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes with the catamints. Melissa's saying the movie's called The Day the Earth Stood Still. I don't think I've seen that one. But no, like I said, I'll don't be afraid to add your opinion. I'm not gonna shoot it down or anything. I'm curious as to what everyone thinks about this. Dusty goes, someone told me one time that these people who say they were abducted describe them the way due to being on drugs and just people in hoodies with large glasses. Huh. Nerd Report goes, I'm afraid. I've never heard that, Dusty, but that is an interesting concept. It is. And it does make sense. It makes it's a plausible explanation as to why these people are saying that they've been abducted. It is. But to me, the act of abduction and what these people are saying, and I will stand by this, and it's something I always say. I find it plausible. I need more proof though, but I do find it plausible because I know I say this all the time, and I said it earlier, but I do think that the aliens are just trying to figure out who we are and test us and examining us. So, and we do the same thing. So I find like what these abducted people have claimed that has happened to them, I do find it there's some sort of plausibility to me with it. Though I'm going to be like 50-50 with it. The Shamanistic Unicorn Town goes, who thinks they are watching us right now? If aliens had technology, I'm sure they have their one favorite YouTuber that they're watching way up in space. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam, if it's anything like Superman, when he flies up and he hears everything going on, and I know that you know, the aliens have to have they have to have advanced technology compared to us. So I'm sure if they can hear everything, they are probably thinking we're crazy. And they just want to shut us off. And I don't blame them. they're probably hearing the woman on 1C on the phone complaining to her husband about something and them fighting. And then he's over here, he's hearing some weird thing going on over in apartment 20. Then they're hearing all like the sirens and the cars. And they go over here, there's the electronic music festival going on. They're like, and then down the street over there's rock music. So they're like, what the heck? And they're putting their earplugs on or they're turning the frequency off. Fuzz goes, baby, it's not aliens, demons, or cryptids or anything but interdimensional stalkers. You know what, Fuzz? I did mention this earlier, but people do, but they think aliens. There are some people out there that do believe that aliens are interdimensional beings, and I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I want to say they're a species, like another sign of life besides us in the world. Jennifer Burry goes, I don't have enough narcissism to believe aliens give a crap of what I'm doing. Jennifer Burry goes, why would they turn rock music off? If anything, they'd abruptly turn Taylor Swift off. They'd be like, why are the humans so interested in this Taylor Swift character? That's a good one, Jennifer Marie. I like that one. Dusty goes, if you were hallucinating, imagine what someone in a concealing hooded costume with dark glasses would look like to you. Not what I think Angel saw that night, though. True. If they're on a trip or so, I don't do I say no to drugs, guys. I don't do it. I've never done it, but it's what I've heard. But Dusty does make a point. If you were high or something or hallucinating or whatever it may be on a trip and you saw someone with a hooded costume with dark glasses, you would probably think it was an alien or a monster. Dusty, you do make a point. Shamanistic goes, like an evolution of us, trying to learn about us digging into their past. Maybe. Fuzz goes, I think there's more than one species, but that some are advanced enough to move between universes. They have to be, because we don't have that technology. We would grow old before we even reach another universe. So I feel like they have the speed and the capacity to. So I kind of agree with you on that one, Fuzz. Carol goes, I'm sure there are other life forms in other galaxies, just my opinion. They did. Oh, let me show you this. They did find spiders. I don't know if you guys heard that. Hold on. Let me look it up. I didn't have it set up, but on Mars, they did find that reminds me. They did, and it kind of goes with what we're talking about. So, an orbiter captured images of spiders on Mars in Inca City, but what is it really? The Mars orbiter images appear to suggest that the red planet has succumbed to an infestation of creepy crawlies, but what's really going on has to do with a carbon dioxide eruption. One look at recent images released by the European Space Agency may cause you to wonder if spiders are on the cusp of bursting forth into the Martian surface. But arachnophobes have nothing to fear, even if the Mars orbiter images appear to suggest that the red planet has succumbed to an infestation of creepy crawlies. Rather, a strange chemical reaction recently captured by European Space Agency probes is to blame for the spider-like features. And I'm like telling you, they really did look like spiders. Spotted at a formation known as Inca City in Mars' southern polar region. As the ESA explained, the images comprised of data gathered February 27th by the Mars Express orbiter showed clusters of dots that formed due to seasonal eruptions of carbon dioxide. It is just the latest instance in which the phenomenon has been documented. ESA ExoMars trace gas orbiters have also captured visual evidence of spidering effects, as have NASA's spacecraft. And here is the picture. And what's up, Nerd Report?
What are we looking at?
This is what they had caught on the surface of Mars. And it looks like spiders, but apparently it is an eruption of carbon dioxide.
Damn.
But
So it's like a volcano.
Yeah, but it looks like spiders. And before I even read the article, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah. It looks like spiders, man. I like spiders though. But can I sell those though? Can I make money off it? So yeah, that good show today, guys. Everybody, thanks for watching. A nice crowd, about 30 people now.
Let me remove that. All right, now we can see me.
What?
Oh, I removed the spiders.
So the Las Vegas kid's back. What's up with that?
He's claiming, for people that are just coming in, he's claiming that now a year later that he's still terrified, and he doesn't care what people, if they don't believe him or not. But he is now claiming that they were demons, and now it's affecting because of what had happened a year ago, or almost a year ago, because it happened April 30th, 2023. He's claiming that now he's having paranormal activity in his house.
Well, I'm glad he doesn't care if we believe him or not, because I think he's full of shit.
I do too, because now
he's adding to it. It was cool the other way he had it, you know.
At first, I was like, okay, I don't believe. I mean, I want to believe in aliens, but now it's kind of like it's sus.
Yeah, he was adding the paranormal thing, I guess, to add spice to it, but I think that kind of ruins it.
It destroys his credibility.
I think he thinks people that are into aliens are going to be automatically into paranormal stuff, but I don't necessarily think so. Like, because aliens, life on other planets is kind of more scientifically explained, and then like multi dimensions or paranormal is kind of like more of a faith based thing. So I don't think they necessarily click. But yeah, I'm not buying it.
And how he changed it from aliens to demons is kind of where.
And his name's Angel.
And his name is Angel, so it's kind of Yeah,
I kind of ruined it.
And
it was intriguing though.
It
was intriguing.
Young teenager, so you could just.
Well, most teenagers are young.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying he's like 17, so he probably just wanted the attention.
Yeah, but how do you explain his parents bullshitting?
True. That's true. Unless
they're all in on it.
Unless they told him to say that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know. I hope he's right, but I doubt it at this point.
It's kind of, I mean, I wanted to believe him when it first happened. I was always skeptic, because even those YouTubers that would like, oh my God, look at this figure, and they would 100 times magnify it and circle it. Oh, look, there's a figure there, and I'd be like, where?
No, it's pretty crazy. I mean, like I was covering the Peru incident, and it was legit, but then it got out of hand. And then if I don't agree with it, people get upset.
I've always been on 50-50 with it, so I never.
What?
I've always been 50-50 with aliens.
They're there for sure, 100%.
But I'm seeing more articles about UFOs being spotted.
Well, no, I think there's life on other life on other planets. I think is 100% there.
Well, for sure, I believe that too.
If they're here or not, that's different.
That's where I'm hoping, like, if someone saw something, I'm like, I call them lucky because I hope to one day be able to see something that these other people are seeing to, solidify what other people are saying, and then maybe I can be like, okay, yeah, there's something because I saw something. But for right now, I have never seen an unidentified object in the sky or alien being or been abducted or probed. I don't want to be probed, but.
Well, I mean, some people like getting probed, so.
I don't.
Do a poll, you'd be surprised.
I'll do one on my next one. Do you guys like to be probed?
You okay with being probed? It's funny because all the alien people, like I was covering aliens, and then when I started covering Scientology, they're like, could you go back to aliens? It's like, yeah, there are aliens in Scientology.
Yeah, Xenu.
Yeah,
that whole religion is based on
Xenu.
On sci-fi and aliens.
Yeah.
Like when I was reading about when I went over a little bit about Scientology on a previous stream, it sounded straight out of a Star Trek film, like Gene Roddenberry had written it.
Yeah, well, what's his name? L. Ron Hubbard was like a wannabe.
Yeah, he was a wannabe science fiction writer, but because he couldn't make it as, I don't know if this is what happened, but I'm just saying, because he couldn't make it as a writer, he decided to create this crazy
Battlefield Earth was awful.
So I've never seen that, so I don't know.
It was like the worst of the worst.
But yeah, that what people fall for is kind of crazy.
Yeah, hey, I want to thank you. You got some new people in here, man. Look at that.
Oh no, I do. Thank you guys for coming in and commenting. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Lisa's been doing this show for almost a year now on Saturday, consistently. Maybe skipped a couple times.
But
yeah, for a year straight, every Saturday.
I'm usually I just changed the time. That was about it. But still same day.
Yeah, maybe you'll go 24 hours. I was fixing up my studio, and the mic didn't work. That's why I had to call in on the phone.
That sucks.
Yeah, Fuzz is saying, have I seen the John Travolta movie? Yeah, it's laughable.
I have not. I know which one you're talking about. I've just never seen it.
Man animals. That's what they call humans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was
talking about, because people were saying earlier about that maybe the aliens may look like us, and I was thinking of like V and They Live as an example.
They don't look like us in V and They Live, though.
Well, no, they do, because underneath like in V, they're lizards, and when Roddy Piper puts on the glasses, they're like these weird skeleton people. Oh, I don't know what I have the Funko Pop behind me for They Live.
I don't think they have 2 arms, 2 legs like that. That's kind of weird.
I think they may, but then we never know. It might not necessarily, because what everyone has said in accounts and in movies that they look like, like the typical alien, like a little green man with the big head.
They look too much like us, though, like that.
Yeah, they still look like us.
Yeah.
And even what the Las Vegas family had claimed to see, they look like us, just huge.
The Las Vegas family thing was cool because the cops saw a falling star,
And And also too, when they were interviewed, with the 911 call, when they rolled up to the house, they even asked, did anything like crash into your backyard? Like they were insanely asking that, which is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
So
strange.
it added to the intrigueness because
'Cause
you had
even
like actual police officers asking about it. You know?
yeah, like they actually saw something, or and it makes it more plausible compared to like if the neighbor said something, because then
Yeah,
you could
yeah. People want to believe.
true. And then now, ever since that, like aliens have been in the news like constantly.
Yep. But people wanted me to cover the Congress stuff, and that stuff is boring.
It is.
It's like, is anyone in the chat know about that? Like the whistleblower. And look, the first time we covered it, Lisa, it was fine. The first few times, and people were like, That's the stuff people want to hear about." And it's like, yeah, it's just a guy saying he knows someone that told him about aliens. Like it's not him even firsthand, and he never really shows anything. So it's like, how many times can you hear that?
I just I talked about it like in an article. I didn't show the news conference because for me, like showing that is just the article sums it up.
Don't get me wrong, I believe him. I do believe he was told that there are other, that we have spacecraft and everything, but he testified under oath, and it's like, okay, well, how many times could I hear that story without falling asleep?
Well,
it's a cover up. Okay, cool. It's a cover up. Okay, cool. It's like, all right, well, next, let's check out actual footage.
Yeah, true. Julissa says, Lewis, you should just cover what you want to cover. Most of your followers just enjoy watching you.
Oh, I love you. I love you, Jalissa, and everyone watching. I do believe that. I do believe like a lot of the people I'm seeing here, they're regulars on Nerd Report, and then you got your regulars too to add to that. But unfortunately, like the algorithm doesn't work that way. Like we have to be mindful of the topics we present. Not only to maintain our core audience, which is Jolissa and Gunner Girl and Fuzz and people I see here, but we have to expand on it because like it gets smaller and smaller, and like for example, Lisa was trying to do this full time, and she's still trying to, so she's trying to give this a couple months, and I see you all like donating to her and watching her, and that's amazing. So we still got bills to pay, so we have to always make sure the topic is has mass appeal, but there's only so much. I have a problem lying, and I can't watch alien videos and say they're all real. And I believe a lot of the people that watch the alien shit want to think everything's real. You know what I mean?
There's a lot. It's not only with the alien stuff. There's a lot of paranormal people that are like that will automatically go into a place, and because of what they read about the place, they're going to automatically think like, oh my God, what was that sound? Like, what's this? What's that? So they're going to automatically think everything they hear is something paranormal. So it happens.
Right. And if we do investigating and we do it real, we're not going to get anything, but and we're going to be punished for it. Like people aren't going to watch it after a while. They're going to be like, okay, these people don't get anything. And how do we compete with like, Heckle and Jekyll crack boys like that? Everywhere they go, they get encountered by they get anal probed by fucking Pazuzu from the Exorcist movies. You know what I mean? So it's like we can't really compete with that if we want to be honest. You know what I mean? And everybody watches them, and it's like, how do we compete if we want to be real investigators? If we want to really see things, if we really encounter shit, we're not going to be very exciting because ghosts have better things to do than to like move a pencil or drop a pencil from a stove or something.
Unless they want their story told, then they'll.
Huh?
unless they want their story told, because there are those spirits that are restless.
Yeah, but there's some creators on YouTube that they always are lucky enough that every spirit wants to talk to them.
Yes, and that's how.
It's like that's bullshit. It's made up.
And I get why they have to do it, because they have to.
Right.
It's all about views, which I understand. I get it's entertainment. That's what the point is of it. So I understand why they do it, but it kind of messes it up when you actually go into a location and you actually are showing the true colors of the location. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not haunted, because stuff doesn't happen all the time, but you're going in there and saying, hey, this is what I find, but no one wants to see it. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing happening.
This is pretty crazy about YouTube too. I just want to respond to the sham. What is it? The shamanistic unicorn tam. The shamanistic. Yeah, they're asking, "Am I really afraid of aliens?" See, that's weird. I never even mentioned anything remotely even close to that. But okay, yeah, I am. I'm very afraid of them because they have bigger dongs than I do. But other than that, not just kidding. No, I want to see aliens. I want to see the aliens, but I just don't believe all every footage people take are real. I think a lot of them are staged, unfortunately.
It's sad.
Huh?
It's sad because even like all these TikTok videos, I always say this, like I want to believe them, but it's on TikTok. Like it's kind of hard. And then with the way technology is, where you can just add anything you want in the video, you can Photoshop a image, like a spirit, into the video and go, look, I caught a ghost. So it's kind of hard for me. I'm like 50-50 when it comes to it. I'm still skeptical, which is nothing wrong with it. It's good to go into somewhere and be skeptical.
Oh my gosh, look at that. You getting some support.
Thank you, Elaine, for your super chat. Saying I believe in you, always go for it. Hearts for Elaine, guys. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that.
And Elaine, thank you so much for supporting Lisa here. She's giving it her all, and she's adding some more content for you all. And she's a good person, I think. So but she's very mindful of the audience and takes care of you guys. So thank you so much for that. Hearts for you in the comments.
Thank you, Elaine.
So yeah, I mean, we could go to a location, and if we don't encounter anything paranormal, it doesn't mean it's not haunted. It just means that they didn't want to talk to us. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
Doesn't like what Matthew says. What Jason has said, ghosts don't work on cue, which is true.
Who's Jason?
P's ghost hunters.
Yeah, they don't work on. That's fact. I don't know how he works, if he gets them on cue, but they don't work on cue.
Well,
no,
he's no longer part of a network television show. He had announced it.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a home, but he has his own. Now he's doing stuff on his, which I haven't really watched. But
thank you for the compliment.
He does walkthroughs kind of thing where he doesn't really catch anything, but he's just walking through and showing the location and talking about it and what had happened there.
Thanks for the kind words in the chat, by the way. Earlier, my cat's headbutting me. Coco is just slamming my head.
And then Jennifer Murray goes, if you do encounter rare activity, you got to try to debunk it first. It's only paranormal if there's no reasonable explanation to it. True, Jennifer. Very true. Very true.
If I see anything weird, I'm just going to run with it and say, we got it. We got it.
I'm going to be skeptical because I'm going to have to see it a second time. I'm going to think it's my mind playing tricks on me or something.
Well, shit, I want to believe in paranormal, man. Imagine, like, once you see something paranormal, there's life after death, and you don't have to be fearful of death at all. Zero. That's why I think that the almighty power, whatever it is not going to really let the paranormal just talk to us all the time. It's faith-based, so I don't know. Maybe that's just a religious crap on my brain, but I don't think like the other side's free to talk, communicate all the time, or freely, or without reason, like, hey, these two guys are gonna make a YouTube video. Okay, make a noise in the house so they can get views. Like, I don't think it works that way, dude. Like, seriously.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. And
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I mean, you may go in there and you may catch something good, or you may not. It's
May
just the way
catch a
it is.
cold.
Yeah, probably, because some of those places, they're cool to look at, but a lot of them, I would definitely probably wear a mask in because of how old they are.
The homes?
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
ever go into an old home like that, I would probably wear a mask because you got like the asbestos or whatnot in there, or mold. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
So I always wonder why more investigators don't wear masks.
Well, maybe they
But-
dust it off.
Maybe, I don't know.
But Lisa, you talk too much, man.
Well, I'm passionate about that.
Jennifer says, I do believe more people are likely to experience more interaction with spirits because they are more open to it, and it's less. Hold on, sorry. It's less energy for the spirits to communicate with them. Maybe,
It's true.
but
'cause
then Jennifer, a lot of the communication is kind of like nonsense. Like, move a pencil, throw a pencil off the table.
but
Like, what does that do? You know what I mean?
I agree with kind of what Jennifer is saying because it requires energy, is what I've heard. So it does make sense. If
Okay.
it makes sense to me, it does. That's why some people have like their cell phone battery die on them, or their equipment battery die for no reason when they walked into the building and it was full. So
Did they get an encounter?
yeah, I mean, because they say that spirits drain energy to be able to manifest.
Okay, so Dusty says, well, that's what I think is going on with Angel. You're talking about the kid from Las Vegas. His religious beliefs and priest coming in has made an impact on. Sorry, that thing just moved. Impact on his
Recollection.
recollection. Okay. I think it's. I don't know. Oh, it's weird.
And then Jennifer Marie, she's posted it. She's also posted this in her Telegram. She said, my grandfather passed away 2 months ago, and I've had multiple experiences, but my grandmother, who's more fearful of ghosts, has had none, but she wants him to visit. I think it's harder for him to reach her because she has said, Jennifer Marie had mentioned that her, Alexa would go off. I'm hoping I'm saying it's for the right person, and it would say calling for her dad, for her mom, if I'm not mistaken, and it would say calling dad on it just out of nowhere, and no one's saying that for it to happen.
Look, the other day I was backing up my car and I was taking my son to school, right? And he was standing behind me, and I saw my grandpa, and it was him. It was him standing there, my son, but I did see my grandpa. And I wasn't really, at that moment thinking of my grandpa, but I did see, so I don't know.
And
I don't know
then
if that means anything.
Jennifer Marie added, like, she's blocking the energy for him to reach her. That's a possible. I believe that.
Yeah.
And she also said that her Alexa did indeed said dad calling twice the other day in her mom's room, and no one had said Alexa called dad. I'm probably got a bunch of Alexas to go off right now.
Chris is asking, do ghosts get COVID? Yeah. And then they die from it, and then that's how they're born. They come to they're reborn. That's the way it works. If you die as a ghost, that means you're reincarnated.
As a ghost?
Yep. No, you become immortal again.
I know Buddhists believe in reincarnation, so they believe what they do in this life will affect them in the next.
Yeah, some of the Buddhist stuff's cool. I'm not into the you have to kiss a boy in the mouth thing like the Dalai Lama, but
Like they treat every living thing because they believe that they will return as a butterfly, as a grasshopper or something like that. So they treat every living thing with
but that
utmost
would mean there's a set amount of living things on Earth, and it doesn't never changes.
true, but they do believe that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, it sounds weird, but it's what they believe in.
It's respect for living things, which is awesome. I think I think it's awesome.
Carol goes, when I was first diagnosed with cancer, I saw my dog that had passed laying next to me, letting me know everything will be all right. Ah,
Oh, Carol, that's awesome. I hope you're all right now.
that's sweet.
I hope you're all right, and you're spending time here on Grayson Report. Here on a Saturday night, yo, past 9 o'clock, man. You're going on 2 hours, girl. You're on fire.
Jennifer Marie wanted to add, I want to add that our Alexa has never gotten an incoming call ever before, and it's hooked up to my phone, and no one in my phone is listed as dad. Just
Well, okay, Jennifer Marie, I think you should call in on a future show and share those stories because I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. I think people should call in Grayson Report with their with stories like that, like what happened to them. Because now you got something there with the Alexa and stuff.
Carol says cancer free for almost 3 years now.
Good. That's right. Fuck cancer. You got it, Carol. We got you. We got you. You got this shit.
Dusty also added, Buddhists believe life is suffering so we can have compassion in your next life.
Yeah.
Jennifer would be down because she has so many stories. She does have so many. She always posts them on Telegram.
I think you shouldn't post them on Telegram. I think you should come on Grayson Report. Maybe Lisa should schedule you in.
And then yeah, because she said she's had, well, I'll schedule for the next one, but
yeah, we'll schedule. Don't spoil it, Lisa.
She's had lots of stories.
What else is on everyone's mind? Go.
Ask questions.
Ask those questions coming. Get those questions coming.
Keep those questions coming. Ask away, guys.
Wouldn't it, Melissa, thinking outside the box as usual, wouldn't it suck to be a tree for 100 years if I was a Buddhist and a tree looked like grandpa? I would chop it down and set him free. Well, wouldn't dogs be peeing on you for 100 years too? and birds pecking on you,
or someone carving hearts.
Yeah, someone carving on you,
carving their girlfriend on on the tree.
No. There's pros and cons, man, to everything.
And then Jennifer Marie goes, that's what I mean. I'm very open to it. So I've had a lot of experiences. So I might be more likely to experience more than someone less open. I believe that.
Congratulations to Dusty also. I just had my 4 years clearance of breast cancer. Amazing. Great.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yay.
Yeah, man. That's how we destroy cancer completely pretty soon.
I hope they find a cure. I really do. I know that I keep hearing that there might be one, but
it's been around, it's been brutal since I could remember 80s,
been around forever.
Yeah, I think the big problem is heart disease used to be the number one killer, and I think now since people know what to do for heart problems, like the next thing is cancer. So like a lot of people are getting it, and stuff. So, and I think we're next to so many like computers and electric equipment and shit like that that it's messing with us.
Or environment can too as well. If you work with chemicals or whatnot, that can cause.
Yeah.
Or they were saying like a lot of the, or if you were in a building and it had asbestos or whatnot, that could cause stuff too,
Yeah.
which is sad.
It's pretty crazy. Well, Lisa, all this optimistical talk is I'm gonna get going right now. Sorry to crash your show. I'm gonna relax a little bit, rest my voice because it has been cracky. But Lisa's show continues, and I want you guys to continue to support by watching and continue the questions, please. I'm gonna be watching from my sofa. All right. Talk to you.
All right. Bye. All right, guys, keep the questions going or coming. Gunner Girl goes, I just went to the doctor and he had an AI stethoscope. He said it sounded awesome. Oh, that's kind of cool. Matthew with the bye Buis. Jennifer Murray goes, if my next life I'm a tree, leave my ass alone. I need a break for a couple 100 years. That's what I'm saying. With all the technology that they have nowadays, you would think they would have a cure for cancer. And I'm seeing, it's weird because it's recently popped up on my YouTube feed. I don't know why, but it does. And I'm seeing a lot of people documenting their journeys, and a lot of them are young, and and it's sad. That too, Leonore, lead paint, like any like chemicals or anything. But I mean, you can't. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid that stuff. And I know I lost my mom to cancer 20 some odd years ago. And my grandfather as well. I don't know what kind of cancer he had, honestly. But I lost my grandfather too before I was born to it. Jennifer Murray goes, haven't survival rates increased as research and treatment options expand over the years? I would hope so. I would hope so. But I still see people not making it. Gene Rick, how's it going? Julissa goes, they are working on it. Lisa, UC Davis has had great studies in the year. I know they're working on it. I've seen studies. I've had it seen popped up in the news feed every once in a while that they have studies and they're testing. Carol goes, at any age, it's hard to bounce back to normal living, always in the back of your mind. True. That's very true, Carol. And I'm pretty sure it causes you some sort of, anxiety a bit with that. Leonore, I've been to the old LA Zoo. It's in one of my past videos. It was with Lewis. Rich Buddy goes, they have a cure, but no money in it. I mean, you would think with the advancement in technology, you would think they would. So that makes sense. It does. No funding. That's a big possibility because it does cost. It does cost a lot to get something FDA approved. but I know people would try it anyways if they would try it regardless if it was FDA approved or not. I think with what Chris says, I do agree. It's environmental. Tyrana goes, I believe there is a cure, but they keep making money off of people who have all these diseases. So sad. It's there, Leonore. I did go there. I mean, it's during the day, mind you, but I did go there. And I got to I didn't feel anything when I went there, or but I had a blast. It was a short hike though. I wish it was longer, but it is cool. It's cool to see the old cages and be able to walk in them. All right, guys, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. Keep those questions coming. My friend is a pediatric oncologist who specializes in research. He has been leading a project for better medicine for 20 plus years, but whenever I ask him about work, he is writing papers to get grants. Dusty goes, they always worry about cancer reoccurring another place after surgery. Shelly, how's it going? Rich Buddy goes, the LA Zoo sucks pretty bad. I haven't been to the LA Zoo in a long time. So I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know if I've ever been to the LA Zoo, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think if because I don't remember it if I have. Guys, keep the questions going. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. Oh, Leonore, I know all the tagging, the graffiti that was on the walls. That's kind of sad, but Melissa Smith is asking, are there any law buffs excited for Karen Reed's trial to start? I'm not familiar with that one, so I cannot say if I'm excited about it or not. Shelly's asking, am I excited for Man Monster? Oh, hell yeah, Shelly, I cannot wait. I always have a blast there. I mean, I've been going there for quite many years, and every time I go, I find every year I go, I always say this one's better than the last. Oh, guys, too, before Skeleduck is somewhere in the background. I forgot to say at the beginning of the stream. I got straight into the alien business, but I'll give you a few minutes. And just remind me before I end, and I'll give you a few minutes because I forgot to mention it. And I'll reveal his location. My camera moved over again, but that's okay. He's still in this screen, not like last time. I am. I can't wait, Shelly. I always have a blast every time I go. Always have fun. Carol found him when she got on. Chris already knows where he is. And I'm always wondering at Mad Monster what celebrity I'm going to see in the lobby, or who I'm going to run into. You may run into a celebrity in the elevator, which I've never, have I? I think I have one year. I don't remember who it was, but I think I did one year. Melissa Smith sees him. I'll give you a few more minutes and I'll reveal his location. Leonor goes, yay, Lisa, see you there. I cannot wait. Gunner Girl says, I cannot wait. I am so looking forward to it. It's not even funny. I always have a blast. Even with the, it's super hot. I think the last time we went, it was like 112 degrees, but we're inside a hotel, so it's not that bad. And sometimes that dry heat, I like it for a bit. I do like the desert heat for a little bit. And then after that, I don't want it anymore. Because the desert heat just hits differently than in California. It's a different heat. Jennifer Marie goes, man, I wish I could go and meet you all. Rich Buddy goes, Karen Reed lady looks like Mr. Spock. Chris Barber goes, I would love to go and meet Ozzy. Tyrana goes, what new movies are out that you want to watch? I want to see, but I'm going to wait for it to go on streaming because it's one of those where I saw the trailer and it didn't woo me, I guess you could say. Can't think of the word right. But Abigail, I want to check out Abigail. I know there's other ones that I'm looking forward to. Alien Romulus when it comes out. Trying to think of other ones. I haven't looked. Terrifier 3, of course, cannot wait for that. I'm looking forward to that. I did finally see Late Night with the Devil. It is it's on Shudder, guys, but I think it's still in theaters. I did enjoy it. I'm gonna say I did enjoy it. It's different. That's probably why I did enjoy it. It's like I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream. It's like a late night talk show. And put it this way, the host is trying to get ratings because he's falling behind. So he has some, and it's a Halloween episode. So he has some things up his sleeve. So it is interesting. Dusty goes, dry heat hurts my eyes. Melissa goes, I wouldn't recognize a celebrity. I would be that people that tells a celebrity they look like a celebrity, but I can't think who. Rich Buddy goes, I get physical training with pro baseball, football, and hockey players, and I don't know who they are. Gunner Girl goes, they need to have it in the fall or winter. It's like the hottest time of the year. It is. I mean, one year, because of the big P, the pandemic, they did have it in October, and that was a little barrel. It's still 90 degrees. They were like, I remember, I am never going to forget this, and I always say this about October, Arizona. I was watching the news, and they were like, it's not going to be that hot today, only in the 90s. And I was like, what? That's hot. But I know what you mean, Gunner Girl. I wish it was in a different time of year, but luckily we will be in air conditioning, and the air conditioning is great. It's just if you want to go outside and walk, it's horrendous. Which last year I really didn't walk to the coffee shop. I decided to drive. But the year before that, I walked. Tyrana won a t-shirt for Abigail. Oh, that's cool. Jennifer goes, the low 90s is a comfortable heat, though. True, it was, because we were able, there was a nice breeze, too. That's true. Rich, you're kind of wrong on that one. He does have original people still there. They're in my chat. And they were there, and he still has people that didn't like the aliens that still followed him too as well. And You haven't been paying attention to his channel, Rich. He doesn't cover just Scientology. He's been covering J-Lo, Sean Diddy, and all kinds of other things. Shelly goes, is there a Starbucks at the hotel? There is, Shelly, but it always has a long line. But there is, and there's also at Dutch Brothers, which is it's across the parking lot, which is where I go. Chris, oh my god, I cannot stand humidity. Chris says it's better than 90 degrees in Ohio. Humidity sucks. It does. I will take dry heat. That's why I will take dry heat over humidity. I cannot stand, I hate humidity. I think one summer here, it wasn't last summer, but the summer before that, for 2 weeks, we had humidity in August. And I remember, and it lasted for more than 2 weeks. It was more than, it lasted for like a month, and I was dying. Oh, Jennifer's right. I think, Shelly, I think you can order delivery too to the hotel. I've never done it, but you probably could. Like a Grubhub or Uber Eats or something, you probably could, and have someone meet you at the front. Just say you'll be standing in front of the hotel and they'll drop it off for you. Leonore goes, Vegas is worse. When I did a convention, we went to Vegas in August and it was 104. So it wasn't as hot as Arizona, but it's still hot. I mean, Shelly, if you get to the Starbucks early enough, I think you'll be fine. Because I remember we walked by and there wasn't much of a line, and what's his name was in there getting coffee. Lance Hendrickson. Last year, Lance Hendrickson, because Lewis and I were walking through where the Starbucks was, and Lance Hendrickson was getting coffee. And I was like, Lewis, you don't know who that is? And he's like, who? I was like, that's Lance Hendrickson. Well, if you unsubscribe, dude, don't complain about it. D-Nice, how's it going? Like, serious, Rich, if you unsubscribe, why are you complaining about it? I wouldn't. Like, who cares? You're here. That's all that matters. Don't complain about some other channel. Like, who the hell cares? I don't. Like, move on. Carol goes, I'll stick with 80 degrees here during the summer. 90s with humidity here sucks. I hate humidity. Gunner girl, I am the complete opposite. I prefer Dutch Brothers. And the only reason why, it's because in my city, there's literally a Starbucks on every corner. So I like to try, well, Rich, doesn't anybody do that? He's not the only one. Like, literally. He didn't sold out. He's gone where he can make money. Everyone does that. Every ghost show does that. We're all here. Like, every channel you go out there does that. Like, he's not the only one. You're acting like he's the only one. Like, move on. Who cares? You unsubscribed. You sailed. Your ship has sailed. Why are you complaining about it? I don't sit there and complain about things. I mean, you're right. You have a right to your opinion, but, like, who cares? Like, honestly, like, move on. Carol goes, I would rather have anything but Starbucks at this point. Jennifer Marie goes, literally anyone with a job that gives up their time to make money could be called a sellout. Yeah, like, everyone does it. It's not... Oh, well, move on, Rich. Who cares? I get it. What's up? I need to fish. Gunner Girl Goes Dutch Brothers has so. I need to fish. You got someone griping that needs to move on. You're right to your opinion, but just like your ship has sailed. You don't need to talk about it. Like, just move on. I'm too old for that shit. I am. To be honest with you, I am. I'm too old for that shit. I move on. Like, I got better things to do. You did what you did. Fine, move on. Julissa goes, I've never tried Dutch Brothers. The drinks look really sweet. I think it depends on what I like them, to be honest with you. But it's probably because I'm so used to Starbucks that I want something different. But lately, I've just been making my coffee at home. Like, I just prefer my coffee at home, and then I make my iced coffee at home. I agree with you on that one. Jennifer Marie goes, where I live, though, the customer service at Dutch Brothers is top tier over Starbucks. It is. And I always see everyone working in there. They and you say thank you. They say thank you back. I could go in the Starbucks and pick up my order, and I always say thank you because that's just the way I am. Even though I order it online. He didn't, Rich, get the hell out of here. He did not insult anybody. Like, grow up and move. I don't know how old you are, but like, seriously. Like, I'm done. And I don't do this to anybody, but I don't need this shit in my chat. I'm sorry. He did not, so move on. Just say, look, I unsubscribed because of this and move on. Like, big deal. Don't come in my chat and start complaining about somebody else because I don't do that. I don't do that when I go to other freaking YouTubers, so don't do it in mine. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation here and Carol goes, the only coffee shop around here is Dunkin' Donuts, but when I was driving, Starbucks was the main one I found besides another one. We have here, like I was saying, like every corner has Starbucks, but we also have a Coffee Bean. But lately, like I said, I usually I just make it at home. I've been enjoying coffee from my coffee maker. I agree, Jennifer Marie. That's why I'm like, I'm done. That's what happened with me, Leonora. I got a bunch of Starbucks gift cards, so I still have money on my Starbucks thing, and I forget, and I'm like, oh. So then, don't worry, guys. I did. I'm just done. Like I said, I'm too old for that crap. Like I am. Oh, right. Real quick. I'm going to continue my conversation because I'm enjoying conversing with you guys. But Skeleduck is right there. I mean, if I could get it, hold on. Right there. He's right there, right where my finger's pointing. Right next to the pumpkin. His butt is facing everybody. Marcella, how's it going? Matthew, I agree. Coffee is always better at home because you can make it yourself. You could put how much creamer you have how much cream you want in it. If you don't want any sugar, you could do that without. Though don't get me wrong, sometimes getting a coffee at I sometimes like to go to hole in the wall coffee shops and try their coffee. Carol goes, I'd rather have what I make at home too. I've tried Black Rifle coffee and some others too. Oh, Black Rifle coffee's good. Julissa goes, yes, I did see Skeleduck. Dusty goes, yep, at a certain age, we don't put up with crap. Exactly. Like, I'm done. I get you're mad, but I understand that. I get it. I get mad like that and want to vent and go for hours sometimes, but sometimes I realize it's better just to move on and but at my age, it's just like, dude. I'm just done. I'm too old. Maybe if I was younger, yeah, I'd probably be like, Carol. Oh, Death Wish coffee is another good one. I love Death Wish. That's another one I try to get. Right now I bought this pack from, I saw on Amazon, it was on sale, and I said, why not? Let's try it. And it's like a variety pack with like Italian roast, donut shop, morning, like a big pack. And I'm enjoying it. Dusty goes, I picked up a cup of coffee when I went to town last week. They serve Kona coffee. McDonald's does have good coffee, and I always forget that they do. Julissa goes, the 90s had the best hole in the wall coffee shops. If I could find one, that's where I go. Like, serious. I will try to find an unknown coffee and try them. D Nice goes, for your information, Lisa and I are the same age. She's 34 years young. I wish, D Nice, but thank you. I appreciate that. Marcella goes, I love coffee. I know, I cannot go without coffee. When I was younger, maybe I would say different, but now I enjoy coffee. Chris Barber, exactly. If I don't care for a certain subject on a channel, I just don't watch. I don't complain. Or you listen. Or you come in for a little bit, say hi, and go out. Nothing wrong with that. But you don't need to complain on mine. Carol goes, my brother is trying different kinds of hot chocolates in a French press type deal. That sounds cool. That sounds tasty. Interesting. I'm not a hot chocolate fan, believe it or not. Every once in a while I get, because I find hot chocolate kind of sweet, so I don't. Jennifer Marie, I agree. And you guys can read her comment. D Nice goes, Lisa complaint. I can never find the Pinche Duck. He was, hold on. Just again, he's right there where my finger's pointing. I was being tricky this time. Right there. Shamanistic Unicorn Tan goes, I'm drinking coffee right now, a Bustella espresso and bottled water straight up. Oh, sounds good. Carol goes, he's done a cocoa and coffee mix too. Oh, that sounds good as well. D Nice goes, how rude. Well, that's the point of hiding them, D Nice. Jennifer goes, I feel like it's been months since I've been able to find the Pinche Duck. I mean, last stream, though, I'll admit, my camera moved and he was off the screen. That was by accident. Marcella, I did. Holy crap. Oh, my other monitor went off for some odd reason. Hopefully you guys are still here. Yes, I did. And her name is Allie. She's right here. My screen did something weird. Hopefully you guys, she's here. I don't know if you saw because my screen went out on my end. Her name is Allie, the alien. I mean, I was going to try to find a way, but she sits on my desk. She's right here with me. I think I hit a cable. That's why everything went off. Better not. That's weird. Like, one screen went off and then my laptop one went off. I was like, and then I also have the ornament that you had given me too as well, and I think I have it hanging behind me on the wall, and I think it's right there where my finger's pointing. Yes, Marcella, she does. So when I turn all the lights off, she glows. Chris Barr goes, how do you know it's female? I don't. I just decided that she was. Because I had Gary the alien, so I was like, why not have Allie the alien? Now I'm wondering why my screens went off. So that's kind of because my laptop screen went off too. So that's kind of trippy to me. The ghost studio ghost strikes again. D Nice goes, Lisa, we need to schedule a lunch or something at the restaurant you know of so I can give you a friend to put in the background. Okay. Chris, I know. Actually, she has a 6-pack. Or she kind of has a 6-pack. I don't know. She's very athletic. Dusty goes, so is the green one Gary a male? Yes. A friend of mine gave I just named him Gary, but a friend of mine gave him to me because I was an X-File fan, and this reminded me of her, reminded her of me. There you go. And the friend that gave it to me passed away from breast cancer at the age of 30. So cancer has always been something that I've been around for a while. Marcella goes, Elvis might get jealous. No, I don't think Gary has noticed Allie yet, so so I have Gary here as a place. It always reminds me of her, so Dusty goes, be careful when leaving them alone after dark. It's also the same how I've always told you guys I've had dreams like where my mom would come to me in her dream. I chose, and I know I've told a lot of you, I chose not to go to her funeral because it was an open casket, and I have this I always felt bad because I didn't go, but I've always had this thing. I didn't even watch my dad had stayed by my mom's side till the end, but I didn't want to, and they were always like, why didn't you? Because I was like, I do not want to remember my mom like that. Even though I know she's dying, I don't want to remember her that way. I want to remember at the good times, and I wish I don't have that image of her the last time I saw her alive. You know what I mean? I don't want that image. So I felt the same way about my friend. I do not want to remember my friend that way. I want to remember her the way that I remember her. And I had always felt bad about it, like in the back of my mind, but I was always set on, this is how I feel. And she came into my dream one time. I remember waking up. I remember the dream. I remember I was like, whoa, I dreamt about my friend. And then I remember I woke up and I go, she was fine with it and she understood why I did it. And that I've been at peace ever since. Jennifer Marie goes, that's a legitimate form of communication for spirits to visit you in dreams. Exactly. My mom would always, I would always dream about my mom, and I always took it as her saying that she was okay and checking up on me. My dad doesn't come in as often, but I know that my stepmom has been dreaming about him. But I know she kind of needs him more than me, but he does pop in every once in a while, and I did dream about him, and I know he was just checking up to see if I was okay. Tarana goes, my grandma is in remission from breast cancer. Oh, that's awesome. Chris Barber goes, don't feel bad, Lisa. I'm the same way. I just I went to my grandmother's funeral, but it wasn't an open casket. So it wasn't, Marcella keeps saying, and I'm still thinking about it, Marcella. She keeps seeing a popsicle. And I'm still thinking about it. And I'm deep diving to see where that pops up. Dusty goes, I believe funerals are for the living. They are about seeing others who knew them and reminiscing. My brother doesn't go to funerals either for the same reason as you. Leonore goes, I know some folks feel the same way. Marcella asked your stepmom, maybe I will, because I know the weird thing is I've known my stepmom my entire life as well. She was my dad and her ex-husband, which is my stepsister's, were best friends. And my mom and my stepmom were best friends. I never thought anything bad about it. Even when my dad came up and said his intentions, I was cool with it. I just wanted my dad to be happy. And she's always treated me like her own. D Nice goes, it's understandable, Lisa, but being there when your loved ones take their last breath, I was there for my dad's mom because they pulled the plug the day after my 24th birthday. Mom's passed. Oh. Jennifer goes, I could never attend an open casket funeral. It just creeps me out too much. That's kind of, I don't know if it would creep me out. It's just, I don't want to see the person like that is what my reason is. Maybe it does creep me out a little bit, not to sound selfish or anything. Maybe it does because of what I believe in, kind of. But at the same time, I do not want to remember them like that. D Nice goes, while I was in class. Oh, wow. Chris goes, seeing my great grandmother in a casket traumatized me when I was a child. Thank you, Marcella. And then Chris goes, I'll never look at someone like that again. You don't want to remember someone like that. You want to remember them for the good times. Jennifer Marie goes, it was traumatizing watching my grandfather die right in front of me. I don't blame you for feeling the way you do. The alternative is awful. My dad, like I was saying, they were telling me, like, why aren't you there? Like, because I was at work the day. They had said the day before that she wasn't going to make it through the night. So I knew she was going to pass. I just didn't know when. And I've said this before. My dad was at the hospital and I was here. And you could feel this unsettling feeling. And I know I said this before, but I will never forget it. And that's why I always say it, because I will never forget that feeling. You could feel the unsettling feeling in the house. Like I would walk around, and I was the only one here, but you could feel the heaviness, like almost, because my mom was basically on hospice. So she had the hospital bed in my now room, and it was empty because obviously she was at the hospital. But you could feel the heaviness and like the change in the air. Like it was as if death was looking for her. Like you could feel that. And I will never forget that. And And so I went to work the next day, and they're like, "Why are you here? Like, you shouldn't be here. Your mom is." I was like, "I don't want to watch her, die." I like people. I don't think understood that, but I was like, "I don't want to see that." Like, I don't even think I feel sorry for my dad to have had to seen that. But my dad was always the tougher person, so I knew he'd be able to handle himself just fine. But yeah, I will never forget that. And I'm glad I did not stay there to see that, because I don't want, because of what I saw, it just, I never want to remember that again. I don't want to ever see anybody in that condition like my mom was, with tubes all over the place and blankets to keep her warm because her body temperature was like dropping. I do not want to put that on anyone. And I just want to remember what I want to remember. Like, I accepted that this was happening. There was nothing, this was happening. I just was like, I was trying to think positive about it. I was like, okay, she's not in pain. I mean, it did hurt, don't get me wrong, but I was trying to think positive. Like, my mom wouldn't want me to sit here and mourn. And I did the same thing with my dad. My dad wouldn't want me to sit here and mourn and not live my life. He would want me to live my life. So, I mean, there's still times. I remember it was a couple years after my mom passed, and someone had passed away that my mom knew, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to tell mom he passed away." And then I remembered my mom had passed away. So it was like, it still hits me. It's like yesterday. But like I said, I don't want anybody to remember their loved one, like that. So that's my reasonings for not. I don't want to see open caskets or. D Nice goes, I was just at the cemetery the other day. It was the wake for my mom's classmate's family member. Then I got to see my grandfather figure, grandma's last boyfriend. Grandfather passed before I was born. It was an open casket too. Leonore goes, I've have always been willing to see them and look at them and remember what their life was, and I respect them in some way, finding peace for them. Chris Barber, I watched my mom died for over a month before she passed. That was too much for me. It's rough, Chris. It is, to see your once vibrant, the mom who always took care of you. And same thing with my dad, the decline of my dad. It was hard to watch that. My dad was a jack of all trades, and to watch the fact that he couldn't even use a TV remote, that killed me. So I know how you feel, Chris. Julissa goes, Lisa, you need to do what is right for you. Tyrana goes, my grandpa passed from dementia, and it was so sad. He was on hospice and passed in his house, and I still can't get the image out of my head. Like, sometimes, yeah, I just don't want to remember that. But I don't think of that. I think of the good times. I think of, I'm glad my mom is at peace, not in pain. I know she's with me wherever I go. Like, I think positive. I try to think positive like that. Same thing with my dad. I know they're with me. They've always come into my dreams. To check up on me, especially, when I first left my job, I was stressing out a bit because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. But my mom and dad came in at the same time, but I knew that they were just checking up on me to make sure I'm okay. And I've never dreamt about my mom and dad in the same dream. So it was cool. It was cool. Chris Barber, she was a tough old bird. It was so hard watching her deteriorate. I totally understand, Chris. I've been there. Carol goes, I watched my mom die for 6 weeks before she actually did on Christmas Day night. I was her caregiver. I really hope no one has to go through that. It's very hard to watch, and saw her take her last breath. I chose not to do that, but I can imagine. I can imagine that it's rough. 100%. It's something I can't do, and I hope that I never will have to do, but Nerd Report goes, keep supporting Lisa, friends. Thank you, Nerd Report. I know we're kind of going in the doom and gloom, but sometimes I know we went, but sometimes it's good to talk about things that you've gone through. Nerd Report goes, wow, almost 3 hours. You're having a great conversation. Might as well stay on. I kind of veered from the aliens, but that's okay. We're having a good conversation. Carol, I was both my parents' caregiver and saw both die at home where they wanted to be. It's sad. It's super sad. It is, Carol, but I'm glad. Sometimes it's best to have them where they want to be. And I'm kind of glad D Nice is admitting that on Lisa's channel. Let's go for 4. Dusty goes, my mom died in surgery. My sister wanted me to be there when my dad passed. She didn't want him to die alone, but I can't be there when someone dies. I was instrumental for his funeral. Totally understand that. I'm the same way. Leonor, thank you for the super chat. Saying choo choo. Hearts for Leonor, guys. Thank you, Leonor. I appreciate that. D-Nice goes, Lisa knows she's my all-time favorite. Thank you, D-Nice. I appreciate that. Chris Barber, I kissed my mom and told her she could go. She passed the next morning. I did, Chris. I said that to my dad as well. And I'm glad I went to visit him the day I did because he did pass the next day. But I didn't say it out loud. I said it in my head, but I did say, because it wasn't my dad anymore laying on the bed. He was gone. It was just his body. So I told him if he wants to go, he could go. Dusty goes, I did what I could do, and she wasn't able to organize it. That's still, Dusty, that's still being there for him. Tyrana goes, it's good to talk about it and get it off your chest. Healing vibes. Exactly. It is good. Carol, too, sometimes it's better to be in a place that you know than a place that you don't. It is. I know we went all but that's okay. Hopefully by me talking about it, I can help someone else out there who's dealing with the same thing. Guys, keep the questions coming. I'll probably stay on for a few more minutes. It definitely is, Chris Barber. It is. Chris Barber says it's a roller coaster ride. It definitely is. I totally agree 100%. D-Nice is asking, what did I have for dinner? It's a place in, I forgot about this place and I recently discovered it. It's, Cafe Rio. It's in San Dimas and it does like a kind of a fresh Mexican food thing. And I got a tostada. Like it looks like a salad, like it's like a salad, but it's a tostada. And then I had chips and guac. I like that place because it's like fresh. Like it's, how sometimes when you eat places and it gives you, that it wasn't cooked right because your stomach gets all messed up. This place, I never have that problem. I know I've eaten at a few places where that happens, and then I know, I'm not going to eat there again. Jennifer Murray goes, my great-grandpa told me in a dream to tell my great-grandma he was waiting for her when she was ready as she was dying. I told her, and the next morning she passed. Wow. Dusty goes, my mom looked at us all at the hospital and asked, why are you all here? I'm not dying. D-Nice goes, did you hike today? I was supposed to hike, but then I ended up, because I wanted to eat before I hiked. So I ate, and then I ended up watching this program on Netflix. It's actually a good one. If you guys have Netflix, check it out. I forgot the name of it, but it was about a couple who on their third date, decided to go on Costa Rica on their third date. And it was right when the big pandemic was starting, and they got stuck together in Costa Rica for like 80 days. So it shows like what they went through on their third date, mind you, and their story. And I just got hooked up on it because I thought it was a sweet story. But so I didn't get to hike. And I was still about to hike, but then I was like, oh, let me set up the string before I go. Then I don't have to worry about it. And then I ended up, oh, let me take care of this before I go. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just go on. I just did a neighborhood walk. So a city hike, D-Nice. Carol goes, both dogs still miss him to this day. I have shadow dogs. They don't like it when I leave the house. Aw. D-Nice goes, what is your favorite device to record your walk with? GoPro or your phone? It's probably, I mean, I feel like my phone gets a clearer picture, but I do like the GoPro because it's got that wide, when you take a picture of, but my phone is obviously more advanced than that. I feel like my phone is more advanced than my GoPro. But I do like both of them. I need to break it out, actually. Dusty goes, now you made me hungry. I need to fix dinner. So I ended up just going on a city hike, like a neighborhood walk. I call it city hike. It's still same thing. D Nice goes, do you think it's a quidinky dink or a prediction when movies predict the future like Contagion? I want to say quidinky dink because they've been saying for years that The Simpsons have been predicting the future. And I just want to say it's a quidinky dink. It's a quidinky dink. I think it's a quidink. Like the writers of The Simpsons, I think they're trying to be funny. So they think of outrageous things. So who's ever writing for The Simpsons is either a fortune teller or, but I think I really think it's a quidinky dink though. I really do. I just think that the writer is that awesome and he wants to be so unique that he's coming up with these things, not thinking anything of it. And then later to find out that it's real, I'd be like, oh my God. Jennifer Marie goes, when are you driving the canyon? And I record it so I can get the childhood nostalgia. I will do that, Jennifer Marie. I was debating whether to do it during, because at night I don't see very well these days. So I was debating because it is really dark. So I may just go during the day and talk about it. I think that's better. Actually, Jennifer Marie gave me an idea. I think I'm just going to go during the day. I think that's a better, I like that idea better. Because I know how super dark that 2-lane highway could get. And I'm all, dude, I have trouble seeing at night right now. I don't know what it is. And my headlamps on my car suck because I have an older car. What I need to do is I need to polish the headlamps to see if that helps. But I know my headlamps suck on my car. They just don't. They're just not like how they used to be when I first got it. But what I think I might do, I may do it during the day because I had the devil and the angel on my side. Like, oh, I shouldn't go at night because I can't see very well. Because what happens? I don't want to end up being one of the disembodied hitchhikers. And then I go, no, you could do it. You could do it. And then I was like, oh, I should do it. I should do it during the day. And then I was like, so I may just do it during the day. D Nice goes, do you believe we have legit time travelers hiding in plain sight? You know what? I never thought of that about time travelers. So I'm not, but I'm open to it. Like, why not? Wouldn't that be cool? Jennifer Marie goes, if you go in the morning, stop by Size Donuts. Hopefully they're still around. I will check that out, Jennifer Marie. I'll even pay for the donuts. Shamanistic Unicorn Tam says a big part of the collective conscious is the truth. Been thinking about this a lot and becomes out through creativity. Matthew goes, aliens are human time travelers. Or comes out through creativity. Jennifer Marie goes, time travelers cause the big C rip in time. Tyrana goes, maybe a psychic. So, but I've never really thought about time travelers, to be honest with you. Julissa goes, I love the book, The Time Traveler's Wife. It could be so cool if we could. Oh, I love that book too. I think I did read that one. Because I saw the movie and then I read the book. But I loved both. I loved the book and the movie. It was such a sweet, it was an awesome, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. But I think I'll go down the 2-lane highway during the day. I think it's safer. But I'll try not to go during rush hour. Dusty goes, I've heard toothpaste cleans headlights on cars. I may have to try that, Dusty. I need to get a attachment for my electric drill and then do that. But I do need to do it soon because it's getting harder and harder to see at night. And I do notice because I'll have a car behind me and I'll use their headlights. But I do see the difference. Like I can see a lot better with their headlights than mine. And it happened with my other car too. My the previous car I had too. Like the lights were great when I got it, and then it just deteriorated over time. All right, guys. Any last minute questions? Oh, Coca-Cola. I know it does. D-Nice goes, Coca-Cola helps clean grime off different things. It's so cool. I use it to get the battery acid off my, like the oxidation off my battery post on my car. Actually, it's any soda. Because I didn't have any Coke and I think I had a Fresca. So I poured it. I was like, oh, I don't want to waste this Fresca. But I poured it on there and it got rid of it too. That's what I use it for, the oxidation on the battery post on my car. Best thing to clean it. And it is scary I agree with you, Chris. It's scary that we drink that. I don't drink soda too much anymore, but it's scary that people drink that and it does that. Just imagine what it does to your insides. But every once in a while, you crave a carbonated drink. D-Nice goes, I just had a Coke tonight. Carol goes, I used to use a can of Coke in my Coca-Cola in my wash when I had greasy clothes and it worked. Ooh, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Dusty. All right, guys, any last minute questions before I lose my voice? Any last minute questions? D-Nice goes, what time you want tomorrow? Guys, I will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I may drop a video tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Julissa goes, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm probably going to go, I don't know if I'm going to go walking tomorrow. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to exercise, but I don't know what kind of exercise I'm going to do yet. But all right, guys, I'm going to end the stream, and I will see you on the next one, which will be Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there or be squared. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Great conversation tonight. Great topic. And I will see you on the next one. Stay spooky and sweet nightmares. Good night, guys.